All right. Hello. How y'all doing? I want to start this one with something a little bit different. Normally, I try to use non-copyrighted stuff for the intro, but today I'm not going to do that. Today, I want to use something that is largely probably unknown to most people. Well, mainly because it was only posted a few minutes ago, but also because it's about some bluegrass music, and it's from a channel called Appalachia Untold, and I'm very impressed with this channel. Some of the stuff that they come up with, and I'm always looking for new, cool bluegrass. So, if you're looking for bluegrass music, something you're into, good channel to try out. Definitely, highly recommend Appalachia Untold. Let's take a look here. This is from Cody Christian, and it's called Saints of Appalachia.
Fat cat Yankees came down with cash in hand, paying postscript while sucking dry the land.
I think I'm supposed to stop this like every 10 seconds or something and say something on top of it so that I can't be copyright claimed. But I don't think Appalachia Untold's gonna copyright claim me. Please don't. I really appreciate the music. I'm just trying to get the word out about it. Please visit Appalachia Untold. It's a cool channel.
Black lung ain't an if, but it's a win. Hard to make it out when Papa meets his early end. And the cocaine scheme underneath that golden dome. Charleston, won't you let my people go? We're the saints of Appalachia.
Actually, as a matter of fact, you can go ahead and you can go ahead and do that actually because I'm not monetized anyway.
Off whiskey and stoned and broke, we got Big Brother's boot against our throats. On codeine, running cold, we never asked for help, not from anybody else. Babies come out pining for the pills, oxycodone flavored mother's milk. Addictions all they pass down in their wills. Yeah, you start out low when you're born up in the hills. And the kingpin sling underneath that golden dome. Oh, Charleston, won't you let my people go? We're the saints of Appalachia. Walled off whiskey and stoned and broke, we got big farmers boot against our throats. On codeine, morning cold, we never asked for help, not from anybody else. Greed's what takes a man that was wild and free, and binds him by his hands, brings him to his knees, and buys the upper hand with his blood money, made off the backs of the poor and enslaved. But the slaves will have their say, and the slaves will have their day. Walled off whiskey and stoned and broke, we got big farmers boot against our throats. On codeine, morning cold, we never asked for help, not from anybody else.
All right. That's good. That was really good. I really like the scene too that he's standing in. That could be any creek in Kentucky or southern Pennsylvania or West Virginia. Very, very close to home feeling, I think. At least for me, you know. But it's a very pretty little, just a glade out in the woods, man. A creek running in the background. I used to go down to places like this and just sit and listen to the woods. It's really kind of, I don't know. It's like an epiphany. You know, I think it gets you closer to God. You're closer to God when you walk in the woods. Cool song. Groovin'. I dig it. Anyway, how y'all doing tonight? I do have a few things on the docket to take a look at. It is a little bit early for me. I usually don't go live this early, but you know, I also haven't been going live during the week either, so trying something different. But all the people I care about have been going live later and later, so I figured I'd go ahead and try to squeeze one in and see if we can accomplish anything or not. I mean, maybe we can, maybe we can't. I suppose time will tell, but I'll go ahead and dig into it a little bit. Now, what did I start my title with here? The Mexicans attacked New York Harbor. That's a bit of a clickbait. I'm gonna be honest with you, a little bit of clickbait, clickbait. But they did though. They sailed a naval ship into New York Harbor, and it was docked for I don't know how long. But as they were coming out, they put on some grand nationalistic display, and while they're flying like a garrison flag of the Mexican flag off the front of the boat, they navigate and end up crashing into the Brooklyn Bridge. The two of the tall masts on this old ancient naval ship end up crashing on the bridge, breaking off, and 2 people died, 19 people were injured. Now at first I was confused how people died because I watched the boat hit the bridge, but it didn't seem like anything that would really hurt anybody. You know, it hurt the boat, it seemed like, but it didn't seem like anybody really got hurt. Like, how the hell did 2 people die and 19 people get injured? But what I didn't realize is that part of their big grand nationalistic display was to pose a bunch of acrobats on the masts. And so as this ship is careening toward Brooklyn Bridge in an ever imminent disaster, they kept up all of their theatrics. And yeah, a bunch of people ended up getting hurt and 2 of them ended up dying. It's a very tragic event. But all right, let's take a look here. This is the boat. You can see it's an old boat, and there's that giant Mexican flag on the front of it. They're putting on a big damn display. They covered the boat in lights and everything else. And like I say, if you look closely here, you can see there are gymnasts or acrobats or something standing on the masts from the middle all the way out to the end of the ship. And they're holding lights, stuff like that. What's up, Robert? It's good to see you. Salad. You gotta have some steak with that salad, my man. Oh my God, no! Yeah. See what I'm saying? Like if and then the second one goes as well. Oh wow, somebody just got knocked off into the water right there. I don't want to go back and look at that, but you can see how like my initial impression of the incident was like, well, it's kind of tragic for a piece of Mexican history for the boat to be destroyed, but I didn't think anybody really got hurt. But Eric Adams came out and indeed said that, let's say 19 people were injured and 2 of them lost their lives.
Watch out for that boat.
Now, apparently this was due to some type of power failure or navigation failure on the boat. Which wouldn't be the first time we've heard of it happening. But where was that? That was like in Maryland or something like that? Where a big cruise ship ran into a bridge? No, or I think it was an oil tanker. It was some kind of merchant ship.
Oh my god.
What is going on?
Yeah. Tragic, man. It's tragic that people lost their lives. And like I say, like that the piece of history was destroyed. And you should have known. Like I could tell as that ship is coming through, you can tell that it's not gonna fit. So the first thing I would have done is get those people off the sails. What are you doing? But I don't know. It's one thing for naval personnel to make the ultimate sacrifice when they're in battle or engaged in some sort of tactical warfare kind of situation, but for some nationalistic display like this, that's just a waste, man. That's just a waste. And it's even more ironic that they were trying to be like, look how awesome we are. Look at our great, grand, ancient, caravel or whatever the galleon this thing is. With the big giant flag on it, making a big hullabaloo, playing music. They had people lining the arbor, applauding them on, which is a little bit telling, but telling that the Americans don't have enough faith in their own country to have any sort of nationalism herself or any national pride. If the United States Navy tried to pull that in some Mexican harbor, I'm sure it would be called a gross display of power and yada yada yada. It's racist and fascist and terrible, and we never should have done it. I bet you, $10 that we wouldn't crash into one of their bridges and kill 15 of our people. Or kill or seriously injured 15 of our people. So, I don't know. It's a little tragic. Sorry for the people who got hurt or made the ultimate sacrifice, but I'm also kind of laughing because you screwed up when you're trying to boast. You're trying to gloat about how great you are, and suddenly it turns out, nope, not so great after all, huh? Thankfully, the bridge doesn't appear to be seriously damaged, but I'm sure it'll be, Eric Adams' primary concern in the coming days, dealing with this fallout. Robert says, I was just shocked to learn that Mexico has a navy and ships that weren't converted into 1965 El Caminos with trolling motors. Oh, ships that weren't converted 65 El Caminos with trolling motors. Yeah. I'm not sure if they participated in the world wars or not. For all I know, this is considered a contemporary vessel in the Mexican Navy. I mean, I don't fucking know. Maybe they're planning on rolling this out to combat China at some point. I have no idea. A lot of good that would do against hypersonic missiles. uh Yeah, here you go, here you go, here you go. They do have some contemporary stuff. I am just kidding anyway. I figured they did. I don't think they built them, but they probably bought them from somebody. They don't look American, though. And it looks like it'll show up like a, you know, a big bright red light on anybody's radar who's looking for them. But Rap Rat over on Kick says the only way to beat China is to go back to colonialism and smoke hash and breathe each other's farts. Oh, well, that sounds like a plan, I guess. You can give that a shot if you want. But there it is. Those are 4 of, and then there appears to be another one back here. 5 contemporary vessels in the Mexican Navy. So those are like steamships. That's all we get. That's all we get. 31 ships. So they do have a few. Interesting, huh? Was a pretty boat, though. Sorry to see that happen to a piece of history. That's what I'll say. Just hilarious that they did it during their big grand display of nationalism in New York Harbor. You know, this is the real culprit right here. Nancy Pelosi had one too many margaritas and decided she was going to drive the boat. Oh my goodness. Good morning. Sunday morning. I'll never forget that. Just our whole Congress is just full of ancient sons of bitches losing their damn minds. There's another view of it. Yeah, see, it did seem to damage some of the understructure of the bridge. And like this whole video was probably a minute longer than this, but you can see it approaching from the distance, and I'm like, it's not gonna fit. It's not gonna fit. What are you doing? It's not. Somebody dropped the anchor or something. It's not gonna fit. And if I didn't notice this before either, but there's a tugboat over here. What is he doing? You're supposed to be escorting this guy out of here, apparently, and you just let him run into the bridge? What is... There's a comedy of errors going on here, and I'm not entirely sure how to freaking explain it, but... You know who has an explanation is our good old buddy Chuck Schumer. Take a look at that.
Holy crap.
Robert says, don't be talking shit about my salad that identifies as a steak.
What is going on?
Now it hits the dock. Freaks everybody out.
Dude, the bridge is shaking out there. We gotta keep moving. This is insane.
Get the hell out of the way. They apparently do not have control of the vessel. Those sailors ought to be telling people, get out of the way! We're coming in! Coming in hot with our 100-foot flag. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of it. They finally got it stopped. Yeah, when it crashed into the bank. My goodness.
This is insane.
It's not stopped either. Yeah, you can see all the people hanging from the masts and the sails. Why were you doing this? Rap Rat says, did they drive that all the way from Mexico? Yeah, apparently they were headed out to Norway. So they, like I say, they had been here for some time. Look at that. There's no way that's gonna fit. Whose genius idea was it to even attempt to pass under the bridge? You fucking idiots. There's no way it got in there under the same bridge, right? I mean, at least not with those masts erected. But my camera's blurry. Oh, yeah, it does that sometimes. I don't know why. There we go. It's because I put my hand up in front of it, and then it changes focus onto my hand, and then it doesn't change back. One more. There. From far away. Yeah. Even more obvious, it ain't gonna fit from there. I think it's kind of funny that the mast just fell apart like twigs, though. If that was an American vessel, the mast would have stopped it right there, dead in the water. That's why you buy Made in America. Fuck you. Alright, anyway, like I was saying, Chuck Schumer has an explanation as to why it's happened. And you'll never guess who he's blaming. You're never gonna guess. Oh, they're getting it ready. Yeah, they're getting ready for their whole big display right there. And that whole propaganda thing didn't really work out so good for you, did it? These folks are actual sailors, I think, in the Mexican Navy, I'm pretty sure. This isn't like a tourism group or something. They still operate and maintain this vessel as a, part of their mission in the Navy. But, oh, of course we can't find it. Robert says, I told Chuck he had to be more worried about the acts of treason he committed if I were him. Yeah, right. This is from Fox News. Schumer ripped for placing blame on Trump and Doge for deadly Mexican Navy crash in New York City. He is an idiot. He is an idiot. Trump's DHS secretary pushes back on Schumer in social media post. So Schumer was ripped over the weekend for suggesting Trump was partially to blame for the Navy ship losing control and crashing into the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah, this is his quote. So, after being fully briefed on last night's Brooklyn Bridge accident, one thing is predominantly clear. There are more questions than answers as it relates to exactly how this accident occurred. Schumer said in a press release after the 150-foot tall Navy training ship reportedly experienced a mechanical issue before its mast crashed on the Brooklyn Bridge, killing 2 cadets on board the ship. Oh, if they're cadets, I guess I could understand. Bridges serve as critical... Well, maybe that could explain, why they hit the damn bridge in the first place. But bridges serve as critical transportation arteries for commerce, emergency response, and daily travel, and many span key waterways that are vulnerable to both natural and man-made threats. The Coast Guard plays a crucial role in monitoring and securing these areas, deterring potential terrorist attacks, and preventing illegal activities and responding quickly to emergencies. At the same time, maintaining the structural integrity and safety of America's bridges is critical to the economy and the well-being of communities. A failure or attack on a major bridge could disrupt supply chains, endanger lives, and cause massive economic losses. It is unacceptable that the Trump administration is potentially jeopardizing our national and economic security, as well as American lives. Schumer went on to point to the Doge implemented hiring freeze at the Coast Guard, arguing it could have impeded the Coast Guard's vehicle traffic system, which works in a similar fashion to the air traffic control system. That might have made sense if they hit another boat, but they didn't. They hit a bridge. The bridge is not moving. First of all, secondly, till we get the hiring practices right, I don't want them hiring anybody else. Thirdly, we're talking about a boat that was made in the 1800s. I mean, right? Like, there's not any computers on board this thing. It's not like they have a grand command deck filled with all kinds of GPS and shit. You know, they gotta sell that thing with sextants. Oh man. Schumer's claim drew immediate criticism from conservatives on social media as well as the Department of Homeland Security. Minority Leader Schumer's accusations that a hiring freeze led to the Coast Guard's VTS not being adequately staffed are false. Yeah, no shit. The Coast Guard has been fully supported and been exempt from hiring freezes. Oh, well, what do you know? Additionally, this incident had nothing to do with VTS. When a ship loses propulsion in a high current area, the vessel needs to engage all capabilities to stop, as in drop the anchor. And ideally, tugs are nearby to support. There was a tug nearby. But like I said, the tug was like, I guess we're going under the bridge. He wasn't trying to stop him or anything. Like, what, are those two not in communication with each other? Was there not an English speaker on board the Mexican ship or not a Spanish speaker on board the tug? So whose genius idea was it to assign that tug staff to that tug that was escorting that ship if they can't properly communicate with one another? So like I said, there's just a comedy of errors here. But somebody should have dropped the anchor. The tug should have stopped the boat. It could have been prevented with the resources that were present in the video that we just watched. But what's up, Wildblade? It's good to see you. We encourage Minority Leader Schumer to get his facts straight before he misleads the American people, said DHS. Fucking stone cold Steve Austin. All right, yeah, that's a lot of the backlash. Apparently, they both sat there for hours while they figured out the damage to the vessel and did their investigation. But, I mean, what a comedy of errors. What a huge, fucking fiasco. All for the sake of what? So you could fly a big damn Mexican flag and be all nationalistic in New York Harbor? Which, again, it's something they would absolutely criticize the fuck out of the United States Navy for if we had done it in a Mexican harbor. I'm telling you. Put the shoe on the other foot and see if any of this fucking plays. Democrats would be laughing their asses off. Oh, stupid Navy done fucked everything up because they suck. Because fascism. Right? Ah, swears. Robert Whaley says, wait, I thought bridges were racist. I'm confused. Yeah, apparently they are. Oh man, can we just play the video, please? That would be fantastic. No, I'm not buying anything from Reba McEntire. Not gonna do it. I sure as hell ain't paying $700,000 for a house, I'll tell you that. Yeah. Oh, are we done now? Okay, great.
He will hold a briefing here in New York City with an update on their investigation after a Mexican Navy ship struck.
After all that, we can't even get the audio balance right.
Today, the NTSB will hold a briefing here in New York City with an update on their investigation after a Mexican Navy ship struck the Brooklyn Bridge on Saturday, killing 2 people on board and injuring 19 others, including 2 critically. Former NTSB investigator Charlie Pereira joins us now. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah, Wildly says most of the Spanish fleet is sunk off our coast anyway.
You can see the
True. Spanish-American War.
Are so tall they don't fit under the Brooklyn Bridge. What sent it that way under the bridge?
We were looking. I went to a Wikipedia article about the Mexican Navy. Apparently, they have about 30 ships that are contemporary. They look Russian to me, but they sure as hell didn't buy our ships. Maybe a couple. I think there was a couple of ships that they called the California class, and those might have been American ships, but
control, either steering or
Like
propulsion, or
old
both.
American ships.
You know, they should have had some kind of a backup plan if that were to happen, either some kind of anchoring plan or tugs or combination thereof. But obviously they did not, or didn't get it executed, and that was pretty tragic for the families, I'm sure, to watch that happen to their loved ones.
Absolutely. Charlie, we're looking at people
It was.
hanging.
Like I said, I don't want to downplay the tragedy,
Why were
but
they up there?
it's just, it seems comical to me that it happened while they're sitting there gloating about how great they are. And they got all their sailors standing out on their freaking sails. Like, could they not tell that the bridge is like, that bridge looks awfully low. It's really close to my head right now. I wonder if I'm about to die. It was, yeah, maybe. She'll probably get off of the sail.
That's a good question. You know, it's a tall sailing ship, and so I assume the majority of the reason they were up there was for sort of a public media display.
Right.
You know, on their way out of New York. You know, it was a big show for the Mexican government, and it's just sad that they didn't have adequate protections in place for their people.
Yeah, there are a lot of tourists down there. A lot of people walk their dogs underneath the bridge at the parks, and there are restaurants as well. We had someone on our staff was down in the restaurant with her boyfriend, and they were watching this and said it's a gorgeous ship. It's exciting to see it come through, and then you know the rest of the story. Is it normal for Mexican Navy ships to be traveling in the New York area or in U.S. territory?
That's a good question. I read a little bit about it yesterday. It seems like this ship of theirs has been doing this for 40 some odd years, since the 1980s. So, you know, sometimes you just get a little bit lazy in your procedures and your planning if you've been doing it for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it's going to cost them a lot in terms of
Family says we lowered the bridge and didn't tell them.
tragedy and finances as well, and reputation.
Yes, sir. It's a beautiful ship. Looks like Pirates of the Caribbean, or it looks like Disney World. It doesn't look like what you would expect a Navy ship to look like. What can we expect today at the briefing and in this investigation?
Well, the NTSB is going to do their usual go team on this one, and they're going to have experts in a variety of fields that form groups, and they'll have an operations group for the operation of the vessel. They'll have a mechanical inspection type group, and they'll be looking at all of the areas of potential problems, using as many experts from the Mexican Navy and the New York Port Authority and Pilots Association to collect all the data that they can and come up with a cohesive report as to what happened, why it happened, and how to prevent it from happening again.
Okay, Charlie, the two people that died.
Experts in Siemens is funny.
I'm not sure.
That's what he said.
I haven't gone too much into the, I'm not a survival factors expert, but I would venture to say that they either fell or suffered some kind of blunt force impact from the bridge hitting them.
Yeah, a witness said they saw someone fall about 10 feet. So, 10 stories, 10 stories. So that's a long way down. Thank you so much for coming on, Charlie. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh man, it's kind of tragic. Of course, everything is Trump's fault. Any kind of tragedy that happens is Trump's fault. So just never forget that, you guys. Never forget. If anything bad happens, the Democrats will try to find a way to pin it on freaking Trump. What was it that happened the other day? This weekend, there have been some bad storms across Kentucky. And of course, Andy Beshear, being the consummate fucking Democrat, comes out and says, "Oh, Trump closed their weather stations. This is why the tornadoes are coming." Like, no, you dipshit. Tornadoes come every spring and every fall. Every spring and every fall. But no, it's all Trump's fault. Always Trump's fault. What's up, Race Cars? Good to see you. Race Car says, I have photo evidence that Nancy Pelosi was captaining that ship. Oh, yeah, we saw it. That was a good one. Let me see if I can find it again. She's got 2 margaritas and a sombrero on. That was hilarious. Oh, man. I'm not gonna say anything about that one. If you know, you know. Okay, let me see if I can hunt it down here. My dog is losing his damn mind too. Of course he is. Hush, dog. Oh shit. She looks like she's ready for the Weenie 500 on Friday. I don't think there's gonna be 500 weenies. They're supposed to do what, like 200 laps, I think, to make 500 miles. I forget exactly how many it is. It's a 2.5 mile track though, so that's just like a math thing. Where is the freaking history in this damn browser? Brr. Okay, fine. there's another potential captain at the time. couple more for it. Dressed up like Pirates of the Caribbean. Will you get down? No. No. Get down. Get down. One. No. No. Who's this supposed to be? Fucking. What the fuck is his name? I forget. With the eye patch. 2 eye patches on now. I swear I just saw it. I specifically said Nancy Pelosi. You suck, Twitter. Why do you make this so difficult? Dan Crenshaw. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Ah, it's okay. Yeah, see, now this is bugging me. I want to figure out where the hell the history's at. I know it's in here somewhere. Hold on. Nah, I found it. Mommy says, I admit it, I did it. I lowered the bridge. There she is. All right, great. Sorry, that was such a pain in the ass. But that's a good one. That's a good one. I don't think you could recreate that in a million years if you tried. Fantastic. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. It's a fucking pickle gate. They handed him a fucking jar of olives and he couldn't fucking open it. Could not open the jar of olives. Failed us all, Andrew. I'm just kidding. But it was pretty funny. Well, that's what he's talking about, Picklegate. I don't know, it was slippery or whatever. They do turn into kind of a pain in the ass, but the hilarious part is fucking Jake Rattlesnake is standing right there, and he just popped it right open like it wasn't nothing. I could help but laugh at that.
I wish-
So it's probably something Andrew said that women can't open fucking pickle jars. They handed it to the woman first, and she tried, and she's like, "Nah, I can't get it. I don't know."
Come on, you can do it.
Put it right side up. Just
You can
so
do
doesn't
it. You
spill.
got this.
All right, bro. I can't do it. Here.
All right.
Just for the record, this is one of the most insufferable people I've ever heard talk. I mean, it was really bad. It was a fucking headache-inducing event. I think Andrew was very patient with her though, which I have to commend him on. I don't think I would have been.
Oh my god. I guess yeah. Andrew, go ahead.
I'm supposed to open the pickle jar?
It's like a, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I do. This seems a little immature. No. For
Hey, the guy
$1,000.
sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking
It's just
slick
for,
now.
it's a little,
See, it
little fun.
is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Well, your hand greased the whole top of it.
My hand are fine. Here, high five.
It
My shit
literally-
is as well.
It's like, feel it. Isn't that greasy?
It was like that already. Oh my god.
no,
you're
it
ridiculous.
wasn't. You greased the top.
Use
Oh
your
my
shirt. Use
Jesus,
your
Andrew.
shirt,
If you can't open the olive jar, you cannot
Here,
blame my
while we're doing
hand.
the olive jar.
If you're so strong, you should open it.
Yeah, I gotta be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's go.
Literally slippery.
Uh-oh. Back.
Grab me a paper towel so I can dry the top of it off.
Okay, once
Well,
the top
then,
is dry, if you still
but do
can't
we
get it
now?
out.
That was apparently somebody donated a shit ton of money. What did he say? $10,000? Good lord! Show just rakes in fucking cash. I swear I don't get it, but whatever. That's the name of the show, right?
I need to allow her another opportunity with the.
Yeah,
with
give her the
towel.
paper towel so
Give her
that.
the
No,
paper
I think
towel.
you should do it, Andrew. You're the big, strong man. There you go. Come on.
we
Here,
just
I'm gonna
gotta
let
make
some
sure-
chats come
Ungreased.
through. We got some
Red
chats
Fox
while they're working on
donated
that. Red
$200.
Fox, thank you.
Deontology prioritizes intent, but threshold exceptions introduce consequentialist reasoning.
I'll let you.
Robert Whaley says Jake is so strong because he fights kangaroos for Vegemite.
Go first if you want.
No, Andrew, I greased it all up. There you
Rules are
go.
absolute. Introducing a threshold is ad hoc.
Red Fox, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
I can't grip the fucker. Like, I gotta have a way to grip it.
Jungle.
Andrew, I'm sorry. It's not.
My fingers slip
What a
right off the
backfire.
lid. My fingers are literally slipping off the lid. I just can't grip it.
You know what? Maybe the olive jars are harder than the pickle jars.
They're not hard to open, but I can't grip
Oh,
the fucking
me?
thing.
Watch this shit.
So you can't blame me for my greasy fingers now. Like, go on.
It's still greasy. The top of it's like,
You tried it with like 4
feel it
million
yourself.
girls.
Tell me
Should
I'm
I
wrong.
you know what? Should,
Is that not greasy and
It is actually a
sticky?
little greasy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking greasy.
I'm gonna let.
But it's the top, not the
Lulu
sides.
donated $200.
Lulu, thank you for this.
Katara, you got good morals,
Who's
but you're not
Katara?
engaging.
Wally says, "Why do you watch it?" Well, I really didn't listen to the whole thing.
You know what?
To be
Yeah,
honest.
This is not openable.
I didn't.
Fucking Fort Knox.
Philosophy book.
Here, go, go, go.
Yeah, just can't grip them.
I like this format better than the fucking panel of horrors that he usually does. Like that's just shameful most of the time. But
Okay, now I want it to be
I got
open. It's
this,
like pissing me
boys.
Pisses
off.
me off.
Yeah, I
Should we-
know.
should
it's
we have
fine, it's
Jake
fine.
try?
You'll see the same thing. It's
Come
just
on, bro.
greasy.
It is.
See? It's
My
fucking
hands slide
greasy.
it.
It
My
just
hands
slides
slide
off of it, yeah.
Okay.
It's just too fucking greasy.
Yeah, you know what?
You'll get the same thing. Come in here, Jake. Come on, you'll see for yourself. You can't get your fucking hand on it. Try it. Nah, you fucker. That was bullshit.
there you go. That's Picklegate for you right there.
Bullshit.
Use the towel for the grip. Hello.
We got a little.
Also, sometimes I whack it with a knife if I can't really get a pickle jar open or something. That helps too. Oh, shit fire. That was pretty funny, though. Andrew Wilson could not open a fucking pickle jar. Now he's gonna fucking come after my nuts. Just crush me into the ground, I know it. That's okay. Right, what else did I have on the docket? There was the other thing. The other thing was bass Charlie Kirk. So you'll appreciate this, Wobbly, because I have jokingly accused you of being a Buddhist before. I don't think that's actually true, but Um. Charlie Kirk's been going and doing these college campus interviews. He's real smart about it. He has a security staff. He keeps everybody, about 10 or 15 feet away from him. But yeah. It's fun to see the man work. Normally on his show, he sort of just does a traditional talk show, kind of like Alex Jones or Tim Pool does, when he's not doing the Timcast thing where he's got a few people in the studio with him. But which is, I don't know, it's more akin to like listening to a radio broadcast or something like that. But I have really appreciated these conversations that he's having on college campuses with kids that are just, some of them are lost beyond.
Hey everyone, big heads up, Paleo Valley's running a
reprieve, I
sale on
think. Trying to get past all the stupid ads. There we go. Race car says, fun fact, cigarettes are like squirrels, completely harmless until you put one in your mouth and light it on fire. Yeah, I know. I never advocate for people to smoke. It's just a bad habit of mine. Fucked up my teeth too, so definitely don't do it.
NobleGoldInvestments.com. The world is turning to gold. Shouldn't you be looking into doing that too?
See, isn't that just nice and succinct and short and sweet? That it should all be like 5 seconds. We don't need 50 fucking minutes of Reba McEntire telling me to go buy a house for $1 million fucking dollars.
I don't believe that we could use Christianity as I don't believe that
I see that. I like that. It's just very slyly. Just get rid of that son of a bitch right there.
we could use Christianity as a good moral basis for certain laws, considering that historically speaking, Christianity has committed many atrocities. I mean, the Christian Crusades killed many people, and they destroyed a lot of our written texts that didn't agree with Christian points, like, for example, the works of Sappho.
The works of what?
Sappho.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, anyways.
I looked that up. Apparently, there was some degen lady poet from Greece that used to talk about Aphrodite and all kinds of sex and, hedonism. But
I understand that this is
also, at least half of her work did, in fact, survive. But let's not talk about that.
Catholicism, but also the schools in Canada that abused many Native American people. I just don't see how we could argue that Christianity is the great moral authority that you're saying it is for making these laws when arguably they've done a lot of horrible things.
What moral code do you live by?
I'm a Buddhist, so I mean...
So it's all about yourself?
No, it's just about being... Well, I guess you could say that. But
I know, yeah, I know Buddhism. So let's play it out. What is the top accomplishment of a Buddhist?
I guess just to be a good person and...
No, to reach nirvana, you know that.
This one, that had me thinking about a Mr. Balin video where he told a story about these Buddhist monks that literally pickle themselves alive and then go into a coffin in a hole in the ground with a fucking air pipe to die. They pickle themselves by eating like tree bark and tree mass, which is poisonous. Like a lot of it, too much of that will kill you. So there's a very careful balance to achieve, and a lot of people who attempt this end up dying before they get to the final stage of it. But if you succeed, they put your body on display in the temple to be worshipped. Like, that's what I was thinking, you know? What is the greatest achievement of a Buddhist? It's like those monks who are pickled in the temples.
Well, yes, but not everyone can reach nirvana.
I know, but you want to try to ascend, right? And so it's
and for clarification, they think this is a way to achieve nirvana. I don't think it's the only way, but that's why they put the priest on display. Like, this guy actually did it. This is what we're shooting for, you know. So, anyway, yeah, and if you don't understand that part, it's like Buddhism believes in a constant reincarnation because your soul is too imperfect for the afterlife until you achieve nirvana. You achieve complete oneness with the universe or whatever. Not a Buddhist, don't claim to be, but once you actually make that final achievement, then you are a pickled corpse in a temple somewhere.
Not everyone can reach nirvana.
I know, but you want to try to ascend, right? And so it's all about yourself, all inward looking, right? To try to limit your touch with the outside world, that the outside world is dirty and it's, you know, it's kind of polluted.
I don't believe as a Buddhist, that's not how I was taught, and I don't think it's fair for you to argue for Buddhism in that sense.
Oh no, that's
you're
what Buddhism.
Not a Buddhist.
No, I know plenty about Buddhism. Like, so Buddhism, as it's written, is that the world is contaminated. We must remove ourselves from the world, and we're going to spiritually ascend ourselves by meditation.
But there's people who don't believe in that.
Well, then you don't believe in Buddhism. That's fine. It's okay.
Buddhism, and they believe.
Robert Whaley says Andrew could never pickle himself. He wouldn't be able to get the jar open. Yeah.
Even all different kinds of things.
So
just
that's
as
fine.
There's different sects
So
of
can you-
Christianity. I'm just not in that sect.
Got it. So can you? What moral way do you think society should live by? Not Christianity. So what way should we live by?
I think that it's not as much about morality as much as societal, and it's just societal needs. Like, for example, like abortion. We can't argue that, you know, Christianity is the reason that we should not allow abortions when clearly there's both a medical and a societal need for abortion.
There's not a medical reason to kill babies, right? So that doesn't exist.
Okay, well, I have one example for that. My mother had Vasoprevia, and they had offered her an abortion because birthing the baby would not only kill her, and like if she went into labor, because the placenta had split into many little veins and covered her birth canal, if she ever went into labor, and my little brother at the time, if he had pushed on the birth canal to exit her, she would have died. Both her and her son would have died.
Did your brother survive or no?
I want to continue with this point. So she was offered the opportunity for an abortion because not only was she the main breadwinner of her family, but she is also raising 2 kids as well already. The right to an abortion is possibly could have saved her life. She did end up surviving, but not.
She did end up surviving. Oh, you don't say.
I don't think that we should limit the ability to get an abortion to other women in her situation.
Wait, hold on, time out. So your brother you know now?
Huh?
Is your brother survive or no?
Yes, he did.
Wait, so aren't you glad your brother wasn't aborted? I mean, come on.
I don't.
What kind of argument is that? Aren't you glad your brother's not dead?
It's not that. I'm glad that he wasn't aborted.
Yes, so we're pro-life. That's what we want. We don't want your brother to be aborted.
Well, see, she started out by attacking his. That's an unfavorable pause. But she started out by attacking his faith and the position that Christian morality and Christian ethics should drive our legislative process. And so first he turned that around on her and said, no, Buddhism is really kind of self-centered. And then she tried to turn that toward abortion. Now he's like, well, no, actually, the Christian perspective is we want more people to live their lives. We want to give the gift of life to more people. You know, that's our thing. I love it.
That he wasn't aborted.
Yeah, well, he says bullshit. Yeah, Ray Scar says Belgian monks are the greatest monks. And I was sitting there thinking, he's like, you're just saying that because they brew beer. And I was like, that's because they invented beer. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, so that's so we're
like,
pro-life. That's what we want. We don't want your brother to be aborted. Imagine how many
it's-
millions other like him
yes,
are aborted.
But if my mom died,
She
in
didn't. It's not even a good argument.
Well, there's so many people that did.
No,
There's,
that's
like,
not correct. I said that earlier. It only happens a couple dozen times a year, and the baby could be delivered by C-section.
People with vasoprevia have a much higher rate of death than other women
Yes,
who are
this
pregnant.
happens
And
maybe a couple hundred times a year, and there's 1.5 million abortions every single year. This
That's another great point, that it could be delivered by a C-section, cesarean section. It doesn't go, the child does not pass through the birth canal in a C-section. So, a little scar on your tummy is not, it is worth saving a life. I'm sorry. But
Yes,
on the
but
extreme
if
of the
we
extreme.
have to take away abortions, then we're taking away from everybody, even the people who have a medical need for abortion, where the baby is going to kill them if they come out.
Again, I can grant you that, fine, we'll have those exceptions. Can we make abortion illegal for the other circumstances?
No, because
Oh,
then,
so maybe it's not about those circumstances.
No,
You're
it
just
is about
using
those,
it. Oh,
it is about
really?
those circumstances, because when we take away those rights from everyone and we go into a hospital and there's an emergency need to remove a baby, then we have to prove that there's an actual emergency need instead of just it being an automatic right. Then doctors
You
aren't
don't
going
have
to
a
be
right
willing
to murder another human being.
It's not necessarily a right. It's
Is
just
it
the
a-
ability to
So
be
when
able.
your brother was in your mom's womb, was your brother a human being?
I mean, I don't want to argue that. I think that we could
No, it's
argue
it's
about that
not an
for
argument,
a
it's a
long
question. When
time.
your
I don't
brother
think
was
it's
in
useful.
when your brother was in the womb, was it a human being?
On my moral compass, I believe that he was, but I don't think that my moral compass should dictate the medical needs
Got it.
and the
So what
societal
moral
needs
compass?
of others.
Fine. What moral compass should we use to write laws then?
Not necessarily a single one. I think that everyone's moral compass is different, and
which
that
one
we should
wins?
be able to.
Which one should say, let's for
The
example,
one that supports women the most, the one that
by
allows
what
women to
standard
get
though?
medical.
Why is that? Why is that good? I mean, by what book do you reference? By some moral standard you're appealing to. What is it?
Sorry, what?
No, yeah. By what moral standard do you say that we should have health care for women? Why? What? At some point, you're basing this on something. What is it?
I think that it's not even a moral standard. It's in the
is. Oh.
Constitution. Women should have equal rights, and that includes the right to.
You do not have a right to
choice.
murder another because life is the first right. We've been through that. But I'm saying, but at some point, you say you don't want Christianity to have the moral source. So I ask you, by what moral code should we live by?
Well, I don't think there's a defining moral code that we should live by. We all
Of course
have
there is.
different-
Should we help the sick?
Well, yes,
Should we help
but
the poor?
there's okay, but my
Should
moral
we
code
feed the
as
hungry?
a Buddhist is that I should never kill an animal. And many Christians hunt. Many people, kill animals for a living. That's how
I'm
they
not
make
talking
a
about your
living.
personal. Society has to make decisions, right?
Yeah,
So-
and when society makes decisions, they should account for the fact that everyone has a different moral compass.
but then-
if
but
we're
then-
a society that, first of all, a modern society, we shouldn't be basing our moral compass
Oh,
off
but hold
of
on a
a
second.
book
You're
made thousands of years ago.
well, first of all, Buddhism's very old too. But contradicting.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
That's why I don't think Buddhism. I
there's
don't think we should ban people
there's
going
a
out to
contradiction
hunt
here, though.
because
Time
I
out.
don't believe in killing
At
animals.
some point, we have to decide what laws to make. We have to say something.
and I think the laws should be dependent on
on what?
how we can most benefit the people already existing in our society.
Well, okay, but don't people in the womb exist?
That's you could argue that for so long. I don't think it's really useful when
It's
we're
very
talking
useful.
about.
Are you glad you weren't aborted?
Race Car says she's just digging a hole. Yes, she is. You're right. But I really like Charlie's composure. He's not being a fucking dickhead to her. He's not calling her stupid. He's not saying you're retarded. You're uninformed. Why are you come up here without being prepared in the first place? He's simply saying, here's why that's wrong. Okay. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to take it in. And I'm just going to lay it out for you. This is why that does not make any sense.
Are you glad you weren't aborted?
I'm not. I mean, if it was something that if aborting me would have benefited my mother far more than having me would have, then I wouldn't be necessarily angry about it. It's.
Oh, wait a minute. What kind of pretzel brain horseshit was that? Say that again.
You weren't aborted?
I'm not. I mean, if it was something that if aborting me would have benefited my mother far more than having me would have, then I.
if aborting me would have benefited my mother far more than having me would have. How do you make that determination? How can you define, how can you define the value of a life before you've even given it a chance to take its first breath? You know what I mean? Like, how could your mother know who you were or how important you were going to be to her or how much of a massively beneficial impact on her life you might have been before you've even taken your first breath? How can she make that determination? You know?
I wouldn't be necessarily angry about it, like it's not.
See, I'm glad your mom did not abort you because I think life is beautiful. And I want to give that gift to as many people as possible.
Yeah, but you're also in the same turn taking that gift away from women. If a woman has a medical need and her life is in danger,
I've already
for
granted.
having this
Let's say
baby.
abortion is legal for medical circumstances. 1.4 million.
But then when we get rid of abortion for those exceptions, right, we need to think about how it is applied in the actual.
Abortion is the #1 form of birth control in the country right now. Over 1.4 million abortions every single year for non-rape, non-incest, non-life of the mother.
It's really the #1 form of birth control in this country.
Well, that we know of.
highly doubt
Actually,
that.
if you think
I'm
about
sorry,
it, if you
that's
think
crazy.
about the day after pill.
That's crazy.
Right? If you think about the
People
day
are
after
spending
pill.
$50 for a abortion instead of the pull-out method, getting a condom. You really think? I'm sorry.
The pull-out method, she says. So for a college student, you're pretty uneducated about ways to get pregnant. The pull-out method is a major one. little secret for you. Pre-cum has sperm in it. You fucking dipshit. Never mind.
Sorry, in your twisted worldview, you really
Hold
think
on,
the
let's think about
#1
it.
form
Plan
of birth
B.
control is abortion?
Plan B.
I'm sorry, that's crazy.
No, Plan B, right? Abortifacients, at-home abortions.
To be fair, this is a pretty fallacious argument from Charlie. The #1 form of birth control, I don't think so. Condoms are probably more common. And I think he does admit that, though.
Chemical abortions, surgical abortions, all of those can be defined as abortifacients. Yes, you might be right, okay? You might say condoms are more than that. But abortion has become a form of birth control. Can you agree with that?
I mean, anything that. Well, all of it, obviously, anything can be considered birth control. I mean, me deciding to not have sex is birth control. I mean,
And that's what more people should do.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whoops, walked right into that one.
Necessarily something that we can police. Like, what, you're going to go into people's
I'm
bedrooms
not policing, but I'm saying, though, if you're going to decide to have sex, don't kill the baby after you have sex. Pretty simple. Because.
Yeah. Robert Whaley says BJs are the best contraceptive. Oh, you're not lying, brother.
You made a decision to get pregnant.
I don't think that that's necessarily a good argument. I mean, there's more nuance to that.
There's no nuance to it. A human life exists. I can't murder someone in the crowd. Why? Because murder is wrong. You can't murder someone in a womb. Why? Because murder is wrong. Thank you for your time.
Easy. Yeah, this setup that he does, I think, is a lot smarter than what Crowder used to do. Like Crowder, I don't think he would pull crowds like this either. But he would just sit out there with a table and like his sidearm and hope for the best. You know, people would be like right next to him. But I think this is much smarter production that he's doing there.
Let your patriotic values.
One more of these. Because Charlie Kirk is ultra fucking based. But you know who else is based? Is fucking Riley Gaines. He had a guest speaker on this one. I was so surprised by that. I haven't actually watched this one. So that's the kind of idiocy we get into here. It's pretty short.
As a woman, why do you feel that you're not threatened with abortion policies? Like, I understand, you feel
Back to the abortion debate yet again. It's like everything in regards to quote-unquote women's rights or women's health seems to hinge on this idea that abortion is somehow health care. This shit drives me up a wall.
you're not threatened with abortion policies. Like, I understand, you feel a sense of vulnerability when participating with trans women or men, as you consider, in sports. Why do you feel that these policies and these, concepts don't threaten you?
Because I think children are the greatest blessing life has to offer.
And if that's
Hear,
the
hear.
case, why don't you think children are deserving of healthy environments? Like, honestly, can you confidently say that a woman who has a child who, you know, the child was conceived under circumstances that were, you know, not okay and very violent and, you know, I can't even imagine. How are you guaranteeing that this child is going to be happy and live a healthy life that's deserving?
Of course,
you know?
I can never guarantee the outcome of someone's life, but you know what's a whole lot worse than giving someone a chance is eliminating that chance altogether by ultimately terminating their life.
Are you eliminating that woman's chance of fulfilling her dreams and fulfilling her life? Like, you know, it's foster care systems aren't what they seem, or, you know, people, of course, have opinions of what's right to do after you have a child or, you know, if you decide not to have a child. But I have a friend who was in foster care, and he has experienced the most insane situations that I can even imagine. And the fact that, sorry?
No, keep on going. It's fine. It's just, I know all your arguments, but keep going.
I really want to know, like not even to be like this, but woman to woman, Riley, how do you justify, you know, putting this almost shackle on women and kind of sitting there and saying, you know what, I don't care, you're going to have this child, despite how, you know, painful.
I am so sorry that you are led to believe that children are shackles on your life. I would argue there are many parents here, mothers, fathers who are here who would not look at their children as shackles. Again, they would look at them as the greatest blessing life has to offer. If unfortunately that's a position that you find yourself in, or someone finds themselves in where they do see this child as a hindrance, you mentioned foster care. I think we, rather than, again, kind of normalizing and accepting and celebrating the idea of abortion, you work on foster care reform, the reform of the adoption system. I think those are much more beneficial and effective ways to ultimately address the problems that you're bringing to light without having to terminate lives in the process.
Why is there such a focus on kind of reprimanding women for their choice, but not a focus on making sure that foster care systems are what they should be? And, you know,
I think that's a national conversation that we could have.
Wretched Misfit, it's good to see you, man. No, it's fine. It's fine because you're on Kick, but I can't read that right now because I'm also streaming to YouTube. It made me laugh though.
I do.
So why do you not think that's happening? Why do you think the focus is on women and their bodies?
It is happening. We actually post more funding to foster care systems. You don't know about it. It's just like literally, Republican states are pumping more money into pregnancy. Do you know what a pregnancy crisis center is?
Yeah, like a Planned Parenthood kind of ordeal, or what do you mean by that?
No.
It's just a question. I mean, I'm really learning. This is
a pregnancy crisis center is the pro-life equivalent, where you go there to actually have your baby be saved. And they'll actually help the baby with diapers and with formula and food up to 5 years of life. And there are there's thousands of churches across the country that pump in hundreds of millions of dollars a year on that one specific thing.
I make sure I support causes that do
especially
as well.
Catholics.
Whether that is supplement companies, all the supplements I get, my vitamins that I take daily, I make sure I buy from a company that supports pro-life causes because it matters to me. When I say I'm pro-woman, I mean I am pro-woman wholeheartedly, entirely, all the way through, up and down. I am pro-woman. That means supporting women during their pregnancy, throughout their pregnancy, and after their pregnancy as well.
Okay, interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you for answering.
Yeah. Tail tucked between your legs. I guess I should just go then. I did not know that. I heard that before. I knew churches would help you out if you really needed them to. Good stuff, though, man. That's good stuff. I love seeing Charlie Kirk just fucking break these fools down. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful to me. Well, you know, I thought that would take longer, but it did not. It's okay, I guess. But yeah, man. I thought that was good. I think that's good. I really like the method that he tries to employ there, and usually works out for the best. You know, sometimes people are just retards. You can't help that. Yeah, man, I reckon I can jump in Discord if you guys want to. I'll just hang out in here and see if anybody wants to pop in or not. But for now, that's about all I got for you. There was the debate between Andrew and the black girl was pretty fucking hilarious. it's a little headache inducing, but we could go back over some of that. Because it's like they don't even realize what they're arguing for sometimes. When you start to break it down into its components and explain that, then their whole dealy bob just falls apart right in front of your eyes.
If you want to drop your auto insurance rate,
Ah!
skip this video. Take a look.
Stop! Damn it. People have ad block for a reason, YouTube. Who dis? New phone.
You ready for shit to get derailed?
Oh, yeah. Well, that always happens. What's up, man? How you been?
Oh, just doing race car shit.
Hell yeah, I saw he's out there and you posted a video of you out on the course. So that's cool.
Yeah, that course is a lot of fun. It was tighter towards the beginning where, you're going to be slower, and then you pick up speed throughout the rest of the course. So you gradually just get faster, and then you got the last little S-bend that you can't if you cross. Apparently, I didn't know this, but if you cross the finish line and then you have the brake run cones, if you hit any of those, you get an automatic DNF. Whereas out on the course, if you hit a cone, it's a +1.
Plus 1 second to your time?
Yes.
Right on. That makes sense. Yeah, I've been to one of those events. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. And now that that's over with, not like as if I'm going to go to another one next month or anything. I got 15 feet of single gauge wire. I've got a 200 amp circuit breaker and some connecting pieces. So I just gotta do some cutting and routing, and my battery is getting relocated to the bin behind the passenger seat. So yay for that.
I was gonna say that battery tray in the engine compartment looked way too big for it.
Well, that's the factory battery tray.
Right.
It still works. That battery is very much not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like you had it clamped down pretty good. I was just saying. I would have relocated it. So, I mean, you're already planning on doing what I would have suggested.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I secured the battery in its factory location, and then, for a temporary use, and still got to go play with it the following weekend. So. And I got my door inserts back from paint today, so I can take my doors apart and rebuild my door handles with working doors. Yay. And stuff. Yeah.
Well, doors are good. It's a lot easier to get in and out of the car when you don't have to Duke boys it,
I wasn't doing that. I was actually leaving the window cracked open enough and then just reaching in and using the interior door handle. On the driver's side. So
that's no good if it rains.
It's my driver's side handle
that's fucked.
The primary reason why I spent $150 for CNC machined door handles.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are they usually plastic or?
No, they were cast aluminum. But the tabs on the inside that actually that engages with the striker that opens the door.
Yeah.
The cast aluminum that they used back in the 80s was really porous and shit quality. Yeah. So the metal is very prone to breaking in those very, very thin parts. So.
Well, for sure. I know the fucking
billet
story.
Aluminum has a much stronger grain structure. So.
Yeah.
Why
my fucking tailgate handle on the back of my truck broke. I went looking for, repair procedures and shit to figure out how to replace it. And I found review or comment after comment on some of these fucking parts shops I was looking at saying, if you've been driving that truck for longer than 15,000 miles and that tailgate handle hadn't broken, then you ain't using it right.
Basically, all of them kink shaming you for improper use of your truck.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, man, come on. But fucking dad went to open the fucking tailgate one day and the damn thing just popped off right in his hand. I was like, what in the hell? So I gotta fucking crawl into the
race
bed.
Coming up for Friday.
What race?
The race on Friday.
Oh, is it fucking Indy 500 already?
No,
Oh, it's the Wiener 500.
The Wiener 500.
The fucking Indy 500's on Sunday then, isn't it?
Yes. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend, so
right.
Yeah. So Friday they got the entire fleet of Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles in Indianapolis, and all 6 of them are gonna fucking race. And if you're not watching this race as a red-blooded American, you automatically should deserve to be deported.
I mean, you have to eat an Oscar Mayer wiener while you're watching the race, too. What's up, Mind to Z? It's good to see you, man. I just so happen to have a bag of charcoal and a couple of hot dogs in the fridge. So
That might be my cat you hear, Abrams. He's screaming like a psychopath.
Wait, where do you see Abrams at?
Abrams is Wretched Misfit.
Oh, okay. Shit, I didn't know that. I just knew Wretched Misfit was a base son bitch. So. It's good enough for me.
Apparently, you've never DM'd him on Discord.
No, I haven't. I don't do a lot of DMs on Discord.
I'm sorry, I'm not paying enough attention to you.
My dog finally laid down.
It's raining outside. You don't want to go outside.
Charcoal in the fridge, says well. I'm like, no, not in the fridge. I got charcoal and dogs are in the fridge. If I ain't got no charcoal, I can't cook.
I got a bunch of beer in my fridge.
Yeah. That'd be nice. I only have a little bit of beer.
I have enough beer to last me for at least a couple evenings.
So, 37 or I'm kidding.
Half a dozen 16-ounce cans and then 4 4-packs. All of these are craft beers from Hop and Frog.
Right, not my pedestrian past blue ribbon.
No, not at all. No, these are like stronger, yeah. These beers are strong enough to open a pickle jar by themselves. Is that the fireman?
Yeah, it's me.
What's up, Fire? Good to see you.
Water.
I got your text the other day. That was not the wrong number. You got the correct number. So
Okay, no, I was so worried because, I don't know, one time I messaged someone, he gave me their, and then I was like, oh shit, this is not. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure, and then hopefully that's the only time we have to do that though. But anyways, what are you guys talking about today, other than Pat's Blue Ribbon and race car getting fancy beers that are probably taste really good?
The Wiener 500 is on Saturday. I bet you're excited for that.
The Wiener 500?
Yes, it's the inaugural Wiener 500. Meaning they're going to do this every year from now on. Which honestly could be a marketing grift for Oscar Mayer to develop a low-key, mediocre racing program to make their Wienermobiles more aerodynamic for better fuel efficiency in the long run. Because I mean, if they're only going to do one race a year, then really, what's the point in doing this research?
I did not know that this.
When these things,
snow.
Yeah, when these things are dispatched to drive across the country all throughout the year. So,
Come on, it's like the steamboat race. They're not doing it for fucking R&D.
That's what they want you to think.
Yeah, it's all it's a hidden strategy.
It is.
Mm.
It is. They're gonna make the Wienermobiles more aerodynamic so they can get better fuel economy.
Oh, they're gonna fucking enter them into Le Mans in the prototype category. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
The wieners went woke.
Oh my goodness.
Sponsored by KY and your mom. With more horsepower than what's in her bedside drawer.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, it's essentially a bus, right? Like it's not going to be a fast race.
It's like okay, it does look like a bus, but it might go a little faster than a bus. It's kind of hard to tell because it looks very
Come here.
It's very strangely shaped. It's a familiar shape, but it's a strange shape for a car.
I forgot what the Wienermobile, like what the base chassis they use for that is. But it's something like it's actually something like really common. I think it's actually it's something GM. If I remember correctly.
It's probably an Astro van.
Series chassis.
Say it again.
Well, and it's powered by a 6.0 liter GM Vortec V8.
That's a fucking Corvette crate engine.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a Chevy Silverado.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, okay. This will be an interesting race. Maybe not a fast race, but definitely unique.
I'm curious as to how much body contact they're like we're gonna see in this race.
Oh.
Well, I was thinking.
They fuck them up. They can't put them on the road.
It's not about the size of the wiener. It's about the speed.
Shit, fire.
Yeah, Abby wants to see him just go tip to tip, or like a couple of wieners rubbing together. Like.
Oh man.
Like we're opening the door for all kinds of inappropriate innuendo for this race.
You're not.
But let's be honest, like this is the race that nobody asked for, but all of America absolutely needs. Like the sports betting for this is already like gonna be wild.
I'll definitely check it out. I hope it's on a network I don't have to pay for.
Oh, the article that I posted in Discord also, you should probably pull that up and skim through it. They said that instead of a champagne shower at the end of the race, they're gonna spray the winner of the race with condiments and give them a hot dog to eat.
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna say something else.
Well, I wasn't thinking that, but then you said it, so then I started thinking that too. Yeah, so. That was all you.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So
6 Wienermobiles will race at Indianapolis on Friday. The inaugural Weenie 500, I told you, will be contested by 6 hot dog cars representing 6 different regional hot dogs. What do you mean regional hot dogs? It's not a Chicago dog unless it has the correct condiments on it. That's retarded.
I guess they're just going to name it that, but it's actually not going to be, because they all look the same, right?
Yeah, it's essentially the same car.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure like that's what they're doing as like numbers. So like you're going to have the Chicago dog, the New York dog, and then probably a chili dog, and I don't fucking know what else after those 3. And I mean, like, it's not like it's a Polish sausage, so you could have one with like sauerkraut or something,
I don't know. Are they gonna redesign the cars for this? Probably not.
I think they're probably gonna like put like a special vinyl on like the tip that sticks up, like kind of like how you see in the graphic, in the article. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, but maybe something a little different.
Yeah,
probably something a little more unique, I guess, but it doesn't really matter.
I mean, to be fair, this is like the first time this has ever happened, so I mean, like either way, this is still gonna be cool as fuck.
Yeah.
So
It's
I'm all
goofy.
for it.
It's fucking goofy. It's just funny. I'm telling you, they're gonna be slow. It's gonna take them forever to get around the track. It's gonna be boring as shit. There's only 6 of them out there.
What if some people get into racing from this though? That'd be kind of funny. Like, oh, how did you get into racing? Oh, I got into racing in the Wiener 500.
This is interesting. Fans of hot dog car racing will be able to pick winners for the race in a free pool hosted by DraftKings. The pool will feature a series of race-related questions which will lead to some sort of point system. Winners in that system can share in a cash prize of over $10,000. So you can win money and on DraftKings betting on the wiener race.
Okay, well, I guess I will bet on my regional wiener when that comes up.
I don't even know what my regional wiener would be. I like mustard and relish.
I'd assume you would have a different regional wiener than I would, but I don't know. You know, but like I don't even know what the Midwest's regional one would be because all I think about everyone just sells.
It'd probably be the Chicago style
the
dog. Honestly,
Chicago style would make sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Although I like a New York style dog.
I don't even. What the fuck is the difference? I'm not even sure.
So a New York style dog is mustard and like the 2 primary ingredients are mustard and sauerkraut and also diced onion.
That sounds like heartburn waiting to happen.
It's also brown mustard too.
Ah.
So.
Well, what about a Chicago dog?
Chicago dog is a bunch of weird shit. And it's from Chicago, so
like who cares, right? It's gonna shoot me and steal my money, you know?
It seems to be a character. I tried one once. I didn't really like it. I just had plain hot dogs mostly, to be honest.
The Chicago style dog tastes like gang violence and don't go to Subway at 2 a.m. or you'll get like
what?
You'll get Jesse Smollett.
You'll get beat up. Yeah, I was trying to make a reference to the Jesse Smollett. Are those fucking sliced carrots? What the fuck?
I think it's tomatoes. I think it's sliced tomatoes
and a pickle.
And a giant, it's like a spear, a pickle. You know, the pickle's as big as a hot dog. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Dude, there's way too much going on with that, and that doesn't even like remotely like seem appetizing.
Yeah, it looks like
it does not.
It looks like throw up to me, honestly.
Yeah, no, I'm cool. I'll pass on the Chicago style hot dog all day.
I might have to rethink bidding on that one. That's gonna be our regional one.
So it says it's an all beef Frankfurt on a poppy seed bun, so it has to be a bagel bun. The hot dog is topped with yellow mustard, chopped white onions, bright green sweet pickle relish, a dill pickle spear, tomato slices, and pickled sport peppers, and a dash of celery salt. No, you can keep all that. Nope. Just relish and mustard. Thank you very much.
Look up
Way
Kentucky.
too much going on in
Kentucky
there.
has a regional hot dog or whatever. I don't know what your area of the world is called.
It's called the Midwest. Y'all are trying to steal that shit from us. You're full of shit.
Okay, we have the Midwest. The Midwest is mostly it is mostly Union. So yeah, you're like part of the South, I'd say. Kentucky is the Midwest, but it's also the South.
Well, yeah. Okay, so I guess it depends on whether or not you're looking at it through the context of the Civil War or not. But the Midwest is the middle between the east side of the country and the west side of the country. And guess what the west side of the country is? It's west of the Mississippi. Fuck you guys. You're in the west.
I'm east of the Mississippi.
Sir, I'm in Cleveland, and just in case you don't know geography, that's further east than you are.
That is correct.
I'm also east of the Mississippi too. The Mississippi runs on the west side of the state.
Nuh-uh.
If you look at a map.
Really?
Yes. Look at Wisconsin.
Okay. I thought for sure you all were on the west side of the Mississippi.
No, I know, because one time I drove to South Dakota and I had to pass the Mississippi River going west.
Yeah, I
get to
see
South
it. I
Dakota.
see it. Well,
But I
fuck
actually didn't
me.
know that until then. So, yeah. So geography taught me a lot, I guess.
All right, fine. You can be in the Midwest. I accept that. But Minnesota is not. Fuck them.
All right. Yeah, that's okay. They get the West could get Minnesota. I like South Dakota though. South Dakota and Wyoming are pretty nice.
What? They're fine, but they're in the West. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, they are in the West. But I would say they'd be a different region than like, California West. I don't know what region that'd be. The California,
That's the Pacific
Wyoming,
Coast.
Utah,
Yeah.
the what?
The
It's not
Pacific
really
Coast.
West Coast.
Yeah, West
What?
Coast. West Coast, Pacific Coast. Yeah.
I wouldn't, but they're not. None of those are on the coast. Wyoming, Utah, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana. None of those are
No,
the coast.
California is the Pacific Coast.
Oh yeah,
California, Washington, and Oregon.
I think
It's a very specific. It's a very specific coast.
Yeah.
Yes, and they have a very specific vibe.
Yes, they certainly do. Fucking commies.
I will say the vibe.
No offense to Wobbly though. Wobbly's based as fuck.
Yeah, I'll say that the vibe is a little different in Oregon compared to California, but the same kind of type is like different. I don't know. I actually think I like California more than Oregon. Not that California is any good, but
We got What Is Your IP over on YouTube. It's good to see you, man. Welcome in. What are you saying?
oh, nothing. I was just talking about which West Coast state I prefer. I've only been to two. I've been to Oregon and California. California still has some nice like natural places too, like the parts of the ocean that aren't dirty, and then they had the redwood forest, which I still never got to see, but would like to one day. And then I don't know what Oregon has besides Portland. That's the only place I've been to in Oregon. Not a good place to go in Oregon.
No, certainly not. Well, we got all kinds of folks coming in. We got Murdercom and Hassan is a stupid dumbass just joined the chat over on Kick.
That's a great name.
Based. It is. Isn't
That
it?
is a fucking badass name. Promote ahead of peers. Right there. Oh man. Okay, so I'm looking at a bigger version of the image that they used for that, and like zoomed in, I can see the Chicago dog, the New York dog, a Slaw dog, a Sonoran dog, a Seattle dog, and then you can't see what the sixth is because like you can just barely see the top of the numbers.
Yeah.
So
I don't
even know what a Sonoran or a Seattle dog are.
Me neither. And who puts coleslaw on a fucking hot dog? That sounds nasty.
I mean, I've heard of that before.
That sounds nasty to me. Dude, don't put mayonnaise on my dog. No. Coleslaw is good with chicken. Fried chicken and coleslaw is good. But
Yeah, whenever I got a hot dog at like restaurants, they always give me a side of coleslaw, and I always throw the side out. 'Cause, I don't know if that's a thing out here or what, but we always get a side of coleslaw whenever we order like a hot dog at a restaurant. Almost any restaurant does that. It doesn't really matter where.
no, I've never, not with a hot dog.
The best coleslaw you get is when you go to a fish and chips place.
Yeah, it's good with fish too.
Like real coleslaw, not like the shit at KFC. Where
Yeah.
it's like so diced up, it's just like you're
it's like-
basically eating coleslaw flavored relish at that point.
Yeah, kind of. It is like cabbage puree, but I've had some really good homemade coleslaw at a barbecue joint out here before. That was really good. Some coleslaw and barbecue is really good. But what do? They use a lot of red cabbage, and it's like stripped instead of diced. That is a lot better. I think it's an oil base instead of mayonnaise too.
That sounds pretty good, actually. Yeah, I would like to try some other coleslaws. I haven't had coleslaw for a while.
Yeah. Heavy says hot slaw. I don't know if I ever had a hot slaw. Hassan is a stupid dumbass, that is by far my favorite name I've ever seen. Says Philly cheesesteak style dog, and they stuff the dog with jalapeno poppers.
Oh damn!
Wait, what is that?
That sounds good.
He might be describing one of the things you were listing off. I'm not sure which one though.
I don't know. I'd have to look into like what a Sonoran dog and a Seattle style dog are. Like I know what. Obviously, we know what Chicago is because we just looked at that.
That was nasty.
The New York dog is I do like New York
Sauerkraut.
style dogs. Those are pretty good.
That sounds good. That sounds okay, but it's gonna give me heartburn.
Yeah, everything gives me heartburn.
Yeah, I mean sauerkraut and onions. Ugh. It's too much.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's sweet onion, like it's like a sweet onion relish that they put on it, and you can also do diced onions if you want to be like super fancy. You know, for like a little bit of like a garnish.
Yeah. I like my chili dogs that way. I'll do mustard and then chili with cheese and diced onion if I have it.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah, you can't have a chili dog without like a fuck ton of either like nacho cheese or shredded cheese, or fuck it both, and then some diced onion for garnish and color.
Indeed.
Yeah. I mean, chili dogs are probably the most American style of like all the doctored up hot dogs, we'll call them.
I haven't had a chili dog in years. Now I really want one. I don't know where to get one though.
Sonic does a chili cheese coney. That's not bad.
I do love their chili cheese footlong coney. Oh yeah, those are you can't go wrong with those.
I'll have to try that then. I haven't been to a Sonic for years, but we have one like about 40 miles out. So maybe one day I'll get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they're not doing so hot in the fucking fast food wars, but
hopefully
we got one on.
I haven't actually tested they're still open, so hopefully they're still
open. Yeah. Oh man, heavy. Now you're starting to stir up childhood memories with
A&W. Yeah.
A&W. Yeah.
Like, there's one out by Knob Creek, but there's one of those out in Knob Creek, and then there's a Sonic on the other side of the city from me.
Yeah.
But those
used to have
rare
back when I would go to downtown St. Louis for like Cardinals games or Blues games, because essentially Union Station, which was the old train station hub in St. Louis, and then they like retrofitted the entire space to be like a giant mall type ordeal. One of the stands inside there was an A&W root beer place. So like I remember getting like a big freaking chili dog and a root beer float go like right before we'd go to games and stuff. I was just like, yes, this is like peak childhood memories right here.
I still have a couple A&Ws near me. I used to go there a good bit as a kid. There was one near the airport. But yeah, I haven't been there as an adult at all. But now I want to go there. Yeah.
Y'all are making me hungry afterwards.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't even hungry, and now I'm just
if anything, this like, yes, we're talking about hot dogs, but I mean, like, this is like pure red-blooded American culture right here, and yeah, you should
Indeed.
Like everyone should be happy to go, like should be excited to go watch this race because.
Yeah.
For fuck's sakes, it's the Wienermobiles against the rest of the Wienermobiles.
I'm telling you.
Let's go.
It's gonna suck. They're gonna be slow. It's a big track race car. It's a 2.5 mile oval.
I wonder if anyone.
Which means they don't have to slow down. They can put their foot on the gas and leave it there.
Yeah, probably.
The whole time.
Well, technically, it's a rectangle. It's like one of the only ovals we ever built that was a rectangle. But it's an ancient track.
Just think though, like, because this is the inaugural one. Like, they could do this event at like other tracks, like in the future. Like, imagine them fucking doing it at Talladega.
It would be the same story. I mean, it's even worse there.
It's extremely slow. But, you know, like. I want to see him do the fucking the Daytona road course.
Yes, that would be interesting. That I would tune in.
That would be awesome.
But they would definitely wreck into each other. There's a road course at Indianapolis too. Maybe they will do the road course at Indy. I don't know.
You could do that. Do the road course at Mid Ohio. Do fuck it. Send them to Circuit of the Americas with that long ass wheelbase.
Oh God, they wouldn't make it around that one turn right before the back straight. They ain't doing that. No.
Turn 11.
Yeah, that's like a 95-degree hairpin. No way.
Yeah, no, that corner is absolutely fucking insane. And like even in a normal fucking street car, like you're rounding turn 10 and then you're going downhill into turn 11, you're at least hitting your brakes at like 120 miles an hour.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if they got
Before
that
going
fast.
into that fucking hairpin, like damn near a hairpin turn, without shitting your pants.
Right.
No, I'm just saying. I think for the entertainment value, that'd be really fucking funny. But also, they could also do a shortened course, as you've seen with the most recent NASCAR race.
Yeah, NASCAR did it, and Trans Am did that too. Yeah.
But also, I want to see how much they struggle going up the hill into turn 1.
Right. That's another place where they're gonna end up wrecking or
10-foot tall change in elevation.
Yeah. No, that would be a fucking debacle. They ought to go to North Wilkesboro. What they ought to do is go to North Wilkesboro or some little fucking figure 8 course, you know.
Ooh, no.
That would be cool. That would be cool. I want to see a fucking Wienermobile get destroyed. That's what I want to see.
Dude, that's like watching Santa Claus get executed. I don't think my childhood could survive that trauma.
Oh, come on. They can rebuild it. It's just a machine.
I know they can, but like still. You know, like, oh, here's a good one. Let's send them down to Laguna Seca to see them run the corkscrew.
They'd have to straighten the corkscrew. They'd have to let them run off course. They wouldn't be able to make the turn.
Like send them down Dakota.
Yeah, we were talking about that a minute ago.
I think Road Atlanta would be a good one though.
That could work.
Virginia International would be good, or Pocono would be fun too.
Pocono's another 2.5 mile oval. I mean, it's a triangle.
It's a tricky triangle, yeah.
I know, but it's a 2.5 mile course.
I don't care how long the course is.
You're putting a fucking old ass 1500 on a big ass fucking oval. It's gonna be boring. They're gonna be doing 90 miles an hour the whole way around. It's gonna take them 2.5 minutes.
These are wiener shaped F1 or F-150s, Chevy Silverados, basically.
I know. There's a reason we don't race fucking Silverados. With
Maybe
they race.
Maybe they'll surprise us. Okay, maybe they have.
What?
Maybe they have more. I don't know where I was gonna make an innuendo, but then I lost it. Never mind.
They race the truck series, but those are silhouette cars. They're not actual Silverados. But what's under the hood is essentially the same fucking engine that's in a NASCAR. It is.
Yeah, the aerodynamics are different.
Yeah.
Now you've got like a bed with a cover on it and a fucking duck wing.
Yeah, the NASCARs have duck wings too, but.
Yeah, they do.
But the problem is the weight balance is way shifted forward on the trucks. Mm-hmm. So that's what fucks
that. And also the area between between your spoiler and the back of the cab creates like a vacuum of dead air.
Yeah.
So the aerodynamics function completely different.
Yeah.
And then of course also weight transfer comes in is significantly different. Like a lot of that comes into play.
For sure.
So
I do like the truck races. I posted a truck race at Louisville Motor Speedway in the Cars and Motorsport channel. If y'all haven't seen that, I used to go to that track and watch figure 8 fucking demolition derbies. That was good times. But they fucking, like I say, they bulldozed it and put a fucking trailer park there. So great.
Well, I was gonna say maybe they'll have more spraying power than you give them credit for.
Maybe you have more brain power. What are you talking about?
No, never mind. Spraying power.
God! Stop it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Speaking of spraying power, here's Alesto. He says your mom sucks the ketchup from the hot dogs without leaving them in the bun. Without them leaving the bun. Oh my god. Okay. I should not have read that. I'm gonna get in trouble. Y'all are gonna get me in trouble, I swear.
Are you gonna get in trouble on Kick though? I'm not sure if you can get in trouble for that on Kick.
Yeah, Kick doesn't seem to really care a whole lot about me. I'm not sure if YouTube does or not yet. Maybe a little.
No, you're the big leads now, man. Okay. And yeah.
Oh please, I'm still fucking playing in the Pee-wees. That's okay
Yeah. Your little league.
though. It's fine though. I have fun. I think I should stream the hot dog race, but it's on the
Yeah, I
Fox
think you should too.
Sports app. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that.
I mean, how is it expensive, or just like you want to know if you'll be able to stream it? Because I know sometimes it will automatically like blank out a stream.
Well, no,
If you
it's
stream it, stream it.
you have to have cable and Fox Sports 1 included in your cable package.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't have that.
that's dumb. Yeah.
I don't have cable. You know, I just do internet and over-the-air TV. So
I don't have cable either. I just watch streaming services and YouTube. I don't have any live TV things, but you know, a lot of live stuff goes on YouTube and stuff, anyways.
yeah.
At least like news stuff, not so much like TV stuff.
Wait, who pinned that? Stop pinning that. I knew it was fucking you. I knew it.
I mean, what's the point in having a sword if I'm not going to use it?
You're just supposed to be on the fucking sentry for commies. That's it.
Commie watch.
Yes, sir. Y'all are terrible.
What did he pin? Oh, did you unpin it? Yeah, it's not pinned anymore.
It was a Lesto's comment from fucking YouTube.
I figured that's what it was.
It was a great fucking comment. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, you just saw that you just appreciated a fellow artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Murdercom says you need to have something pinned or you're lame. I pinned it back.
Yeah.
See, there was a reason why it was pinned.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was meant to be.
Exactly.
Oh, goodness sakes.
So, anything interesting happened this week politically, or I haven't really paid attention?
Well, the Mexican Navy attacked. Yeah,
Nancy Pelosi drove a boat. Oh wow.
They fucking attacked the Brooklyn Bridge. The Mexican Navy attacked the Brooklyn Bridge. They declared war on America. God damn it!
It did?
No, not really.
It wasn't an actual declaration of war, but it was a very rather stupid miscalculation. We'll put it that way.
Indeed. They had some.
Senor, the bridge. He's not tall enough.
Oh, I'm just
and then
amazed.
You see, like, all the dudes like dangling from the shit. Like,
I know. I'm still amazed that they left all of those sailors on the sails as the masts are crashing into the fucking bridge. Get those people off the fucking sails. It's obviously not gonna fit. You fucking idiots. But okay, so
did they think the bridge was gonna go up or something? Like, I'm confused. Like, how could they just drive into it? Or fell into it.
Yeah, I have no idea. Wobbly says a metric failure. Maybe that's it. We measured the Brooklyn Bridge in inches, and they were counting it in millimeters.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What, Chase? No, you're not going outside. You're not going outside, sir.
Are you talking to your cat?
Yes, he wants to go outside. It's raining outside.
He does this a lot, but he still has not figured out that there's a mute button on his microphone that he can hit when he wants to do that.
No, if I have to put up with this asshole, so do you.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Cats are, I don't know. Cats can be annoying, but they're special.
I mean, how dare you would think that I would succumb to such a thing when we're talking about a vice presidential candidate here.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I forgot that Chase ran for president.
Yes, he was in the running for getting picked as Trump's VP.
Yeah.
He's certainly bossy enough.
That is like some serious lore that for Pentuple. Like for that stream was pretty funny.
Wait, what happened?
We had a debate panel, and like we were putting like different candidates on like a tier list. And then like some negotiations happened, and then like somehow Chase got put in S tier for like I don't even remember like what the fucking joke was for why we put my cat.
We were just fucking around anyway.
It was hysterical, but yeah.
He speaks his mind.
Yeah.
Probably because you had him sitting in your lap the whole time.
Oh yeah, the What's Going On with Shipping YouTube channel. I was watching a lot of his stuff last year when the MV Dolly hit the bridge in Baltimore.
Yeah, I was thinking that this was a similar sort of incident in some ways. Like the ship lost power right before it just happened to run into a fucking bridge. Like, what the fuck is going on with this?
Hello, IPA.
Surprise, motherfuckers.
What's up, IPA?
Surprise.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Shitty Walk. Take a order, please.
Are you becoming ninja, IPA?
Yes, I want to be ninja.
I want to be ninja.
I want to be drunk. I'm gonna go get a beer.
You have to be a teenage mutant turtle in order to be a ninja.
No, you just gotta want to be ninja enough.
Well, first you have to be a turtle.
Yeah.
And Mitch McConnell is well past his prime to being a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, I think he's more.
I mean,
what was the old Ninja Turtle? Didn't they have like the old Sensei Turtle? You know, he's like that, but not a Sensei.
Does my penis count as a turtle?
I mean, is it not circumcised? Then I guess.
It is not.
Okay, yeah, we can count that. Are you gonna? Is it gonna join the race?
It also goes from hiding inside to slightly poking out. So yeah.
Okay, well that's a decent transformation, I gotta say.
Yeah.
You gotta appreciate the little things, you know.
That got me good. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like a Lesto. Exactly that song. I want to be ninja.
Oh my god!
And now that I'm back to my microphone and having heard what the fuck you guys were talking about while I was downstairs, pretty sure that's also thermodependent too, on whether or not it pokes out or.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna have to cut YouTube, aren't I? I really am.
You're actually correct. You're correct on that. Yeah.
Also depends on those little blue pills.
In the snow, it will shrink. I think. Yes. So I don't know how Eskimos, manage, but they did it somehow. So I guess we just gotta adapt.
Yeah, I reckon. They're adaptable organs, that's for sure. All right.
Yeah.
So did you hear about the Wiener 500 there, IP a lot?
I'm sorry, what?
The Wiener 500.
What is the Wiener 500?
It's only the most American fucking race that is like becoming a thing. It's literally happening this Friday.
Well, will you explain it to him, Racecar? You were super excited about this.
It's the entire fleet of Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles racing at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's pretty fucking badass. It's the race that no one ever asked for, but we all know we fucking need it.
All right, then.
Yeah, and this is his enthusiasm is not impacted at all, even though we found out that essentially the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is a Chevy Silverado 1500, like a stock one.
With a shitty little 4-cylinder in it?
No, it's got a 6-liter Vortec in it.
Yeah.
Also, that I just sent you a picture of the beer I just cracked open.
Nice.
There's a lot going on.
You and your hopping frog.
Dude,
Yeah.
I like
Peanut butter, hazelnut, chocolate caramel,
cake stout.
It sounds good.
Oh, and it's bourbon barrel aged.
I mean, I'd fuck with that.
I mean, that's why I fucks with the Hoppin' Frogs, because they do they're like the best brewery in Northeast Ohio for like what they do like with barrel aged stuff.
But that's like saying you won a gold medal in the Special Olympics.
What, being able to make good bourbon barrel aged beers?
No, being the best brewer in Northern Ohio.
Oh, fuck you. I mean, it's still better than being in Illinois.
The fuck it's not.
I'll take Northeast Ohio over Illinois any day.
For breweries?
I mean, knowing what I know about what I have around me, I'll die defending what I know here.
All right, bro.
But also, we have other things that makes Ohio better than Illinois.
Well, yeah, there's a million things that overall make Ohio better, but
Yeah.
not breweries that you're well known for, not one of them.
Ohio actually has 2 of the top 50 in the United States, though, with Rheingeist and Fatheads made that list.
Never heard of them.
Oh, you're missing out then. All right, we're all gonna have a road trip, and we're gonna meet Race Car over at all these fancy beer places that he swears are just so good. We're all gonna get drunk together.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I mean, that sounds like a pretty fucking, oh man, like worst case scenario, we all get drunk together and have fun.
Yep. As long as we have an Uber, I'm cool.
Okay, I definitely need to pour this one because drinking it from the can is not going to fly.
Wisconsin has 3 of the top 50 U.S. breweries. That's not surprising.
Or what?
New Glarus,
Meh.
Stevens Point, and Minhas.
What?
Yeah.
Time out. Not Central Waters and not MKE.
Well, I don't know. Okay, so I'm looking at the first certs that came up, so this could be wrong,
Okay.
But it is from August 29, 2024, so I'm assuming it's accurate.
If you're talking about
Well,
Wisconsin breweries, it's got to be those 2.
Hang on a second. While he's asking a question, he's asking Race Car, when do you want us to get together and go tour these fancy breweries?
Fucking y'all show up and I'll fucking figure it out from there.
Okay, well, it's got to be in the summer. It's got to be in the summer, so I can bring the car.
Yes.
Also, I'm getting my exhaust installed next week.
Ooh.
And getting it tuned, so we're probably gonna go to like 800-ish wheel.
Nice.
Yeah, with just downpipes and tune.
Good lord!
I got the
800
rest of all
horsepower.
the little bits and bobs to finish my my battery relocation, and I just got my door handle inserts to my door handle inserts, so I can have a functioning exterior door handle on the driver's side now. So yay! I just got to take the door apart to take the door handle assemblies out, and then take the door handle assemblies apart, and then rebuild them.
Yeah, doors are a pain in the ass.
It sounds like a pain in the dick.
Yeah. They are. It's a pain in the ass.
Although that's probably the next thing on my list of things to do to my car too is swap out the door handles for the LCI door handles because they're all solid colored instead of the stupid chrome.
What's up, Bill Hicks? It's good to see you, man.
Well, I'm doing mine more for functioning reasons, but you know, something internally in the driver's side door handle is broken, and so.
Yeah.
Which without like doing like a super like hardcore investigation and knowing what I know from how these cards were manufactured back in the 80s, the little ears on the handle that
well, we're talking about door handles on what, a 1986, 1987 RX-7.
Yeah. So
if I let these two go, they'll fucking talk about this shit all night. Let's come on.
Sure, we will.
Well, they were basically made with really shitty porous aluminum when they cast those parts. So I'm replacing them with billet aluminum ones. So
okay.
There you go. I finished my story, EOD, that you interrupted me to.
Well, Bill Hicks is asking me what are we talking about? So I know I'm not wrong. It's happened before. I've sat here and watched it happen before. So
what? No way.
Okay, the Mexican boat crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge, and I was talking about Charlie Kirk being base as fuck. What else happened this week? Andrew Wilson can't open a. What the hell was that?
I don't know. Who did Charlie Kirk embarrass this time?
Oh, all kinds of fucking people. Stupid college kids.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of those videos recently.
Yeah, just making them look like retards. Yeah.
Yeah, but I really like his methodology though. It makes a lot of sense to me. You don't have to be a complete fucking dickhead in order to demonstrate how the reasoning does not match up. So I do dig that.
Oh my God! Sorry, I had to go back to the car thing. There was a Toyota training, and I like my pedantic autism had to go. Well, actually, to one of the trainers, they were talking about how they rate. Sorry, how they measure fuel economy, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well these guys use 93 octane. We just use regular 87 octane," and it took every last bit of me to not just fucking rage. Because octane rating, for those of y'all wondering, octane rating has absolutely fucking nothing to do with your fuel economy. Octane rating is a measurement of how inherently resistant to detonation or how much pressure and compression gas can take before it explodes. Has nothing to do with the amount of inherent energy involved in the gasoline itself. Technically speaking, if you compress the gasoline further, yes, it does create more energy, but it has nothing to do with the octane.
You're spurging and being a nerd about fucking gas right now.
Yeah, and I had to be a fucking nerd in this training because this guy was like,
"Well, actually, it doesn't explode; it combusts." Okay.
I mean, yeah, technically, higher compression ratio and give it a gas mileage.
For crying out loud!
That's because you're compressing the gas further.
Okay. Wait. What about Biden's fucking cancer? Where did that come from?
Yeah, I'm fucking with you.
I think he's had the cancer for a while. Honestly,
I do too.
I'm pretty sure he's had that cancer ever since he
went on the debate stage. He got it from he got it from being there.
Bro, he's had that cancer ever since he took up that seat in the Senate. Back in the 70s.
Brain cancer with how retarded he is.
That too.
Okay, so my thing is this shit has metastasized into his bones. It takes a long time for that to happen. I think that when he ran for president in 2020, they probably already knew he had cancer. And yet, no, that was not part of any of his public health reports or any of that shit. They've been covering this shit up for years.
Yeah, I know. It was funny the other day. My mom
Wait, the
told me,
government
"Oh,
covered
no."
something up? Say it ain't so, EOD.
No way. What? Color me shocked.
What are you
Like,
saying,
yeah,
Fire?
oh no, my mom was like, yeah, Joe Biden had cancer. They just found out. I was like, they didn't just find out. Like, what do you mean? They said they just found out. Like, it seems pretty clear he had something going on for a while. But like,
Yeah.
so I don't know if it was. It might be. He might have had Alzheimer's too or something. It might not just be cancer. You know, he could have multiple things. But I do think he's had it for a lot longer than what they're saying. They're acting like they just found out like yesterday.
Indeed.
Well, the latest update that I have on that was I read an article that Karine Jean-Pierre actually came out and publicly spoke and said that former President Joe Biden is cancer-free.
What?
That article may or may not have come from the Babylon Bee, so don't question my sources.
I can see him saying that though. I
My
can see him, like,
sources are valid, okay?
if that would have happened 3 months ago or like 4 months ago, that would have happened though. Steve would have came out and been like, Joe Biden does not have cancer. In fact, he does not even know what the word cancer means. Okay, that will be all.
I'll come out and say it this way: fuck cancer, but also fuck Joe Biden even more. And any of these other like leftist assholes that are like, oh my god, how do you say that? You know, and I'm like, where the fuck were you at the fucking when Trump did the speech a few months ago, and then y'all were wanting to be fucking assholes to that 13-year-old kid that just recovered from cancer. And they made him like an honorary member of the CIA and shit, or Secret Service. Get fucked with your own hypocrisy.
That kid was awesome.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Did you see some of his interviews? He's a base little fucking fucker, dude. He's based as fuck.
I hold back nothing, and I feel absolutely no sympathy.
I really
Joe
don't
Biden.
think. Yeah, I honestly feel like the people who are freaking out about it don't really, because a lot of those people, like you said, are the same people who like were giving that little kid sit and everything else. So
yeah,
they're not even really, they kind of lack genuine empathy.
and like,
at least
okay.
that's what it seems like for how they act online. So,
If I can be pragmatic here for a moment, okay, as somebody who's watched elderly people in my family waste away in memory care facilities, like, kind of better. Just saying.
Kind of. What do you mean? But better or bitter?
Better to just die than waste away in a memory care facility, not knowing who the fuck anyone is, and just like going about your life like nothing ever happened.
Has anyone in your family ever died of prostate cancer? It's not pretty. But
I've had family members die of cancer, and also had a family member with like really bad dementia near the end that also I know I forget what he passed away from, but it wasn't entirely related to that. But either way, like, I kind of agree with IPA in a way, but like at the same time, like some of the people who've had cancer in my family, like they were like pretty young. So like the sucky thing about cancer is people you get it at a fairly young age and then pass away way earlier, where like at least with someone with dementia, generally it's like later in life, so they have like a full life to live and everything else. So I guess it kind of depends on the context, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, but
it's happened. It's happened to both have happened in my family as well. So
He's old. He's gonna die in a very short order, or waste away in a memory care facility. I pick die in a very short order.
yeah, okay.
That'd be the most merciful thing you could wish upon him, but you know, considering how corrupt that his entire family's been, and at the expense of the American taxpayer, he can get fucked. I don't care.
Oh, Wobbly says I'm working on the wasting away thing right now. Come on, Wobbly. You're not wasting away.
I mean, look
in Margaritaville, maybe. That's a completely valid thing to do. You can absolutely waste away in Margaritaville, and I like how you said I'm working on the wasting away, and you spelled it waste as in like your belt line and not WASTE. That's cunning thinking right there. I like that.
Yes. Strategic mind.
I very much Yeah, I see what you're doing there.
Well, I also
You're not fooling me.
I also want to hit this comment from Alesto, which is quite poignant. Alesto's a EMT, for anybody who doesn't realize, but this is if he does have cancer, and the White House doctor, then the White House doctor that came out and said he was in good health needs to either A, have his license revoked, or B, needs to get fired for missing some of the most important, for missing cancer on one of the most important people in the world. And yeah, I completely agree with that. The dude should be gone. He should have his medical license revoked for participating in the fucking propaganda campaign.
Yeah.
But that was fucked up. I mean, they all covered that shit up for years. They have the nerve to fucking tell us that, oh, no, we didn't. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
And as well, I mean, they were actually gonna run him up until like a couple months before the election. They were still gonna run him. Like, they didn't, all the news organizations didn't start like criticizing him until like right around the same time. Like,
yeah,
I forget when it was. Was it early summer? I don't even remember.
Yeah, June or July.
They
Yeah.
all started doing it around the same time, and then and after that whole debate performance. But if that wouldn't have happened, they would have ran him, and I don't think he would have won. But if he would have won, like that, yeah, I don't really want. I don't know how that would have been.
No, he wouldn't have won. No.
Yeah, I doubt he would have, but
Of course not. They fucking knew better than that. I mean, the debate proved that, didn't it? I mean, that's the whole reason they dropped him from the race in the first place. But
the debate was the scapegoat, so they could drop him.
yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
This was all planned.
Yeah.
Poorly at best, but it was planned.
I would say this.
Make a with president. Kamala Harris.
I don't begrudge the man for getting old or for having cancer, and I don't wish ill on his family, despite how degenerate they apparently are. But you know, it's obvious they've been covering this shit up for years.
No, his family deserves ill will, but more so because of how corrupt they are, and not because of the cancer.
Right on.
There's other reasons why I have ill will towards the former, lack of a better term, president. But
the puppet, the zombified puppet.
Yeah.
Wobbly don't think he has cancer at all.
DNC.
Speaking of mouthpieces for the DNC, how are things for David Hogg? How about that guy? Yeah.
The last time I saw a video of him was that one where Lily Tang Williams came in and was like, and into the base thing about the Second Amendment, and then he didn't know what to say. But what's he doing nowadays? Anyone know?
Well, apparently the DNC is trying to remove him from being the vice chairman of the DNC for basically doing the exact same thing that all the other DNC politicians do. And he's all like, oh, I'm going to use this to further benefit myself. And you get mad at him for doing it. It's like, you guys have all been doing this for fucking years. Right? It's bad that you got like a fucking young kid doing it, and like you're just like, oh, So they're trying to expel him from his seat, and I think it's hilarious because honestly, like but good on the DNC for catching it because they knew that he was going to steer that ship straight into the iceberg.
Oh yeah, he's a little fucking meme. He's a memer.
It's fun for us though, So
Right?
yeah,
Yeah, they were just like, oh man, they're letting anyone become a corrupt politician these days.
no, he can't do that because
He's not old enough.
That's what we're doing.
He's got to wait 15 years before he can start doing.
I really want it to come out someday that he like gets assaulted and fucking kills his attacker with a fucking gun.
I can see that. He has a lot of injuries, if I recall. Like he has to take a lot of like. I thought there was that leak about him having to take antipsychotics and stuff. Which like
seriously?
Yeah, I thought. I'm not sure how valid it was, but it was like a year or two ago. This thing came out about that where he had like some big anger issues and stuff like that. Which like. I obviously hope he manages that, but like it sounds kind of almost like I kind of wonder how if that's true. I wonder how much of like his stance. I mean, part of it's just like he's paid for to do it, but also I wonder how much of it is like his own like projection on things.
Probably all
I
of it.
just thought of a really like kind of fucked up, but also like really hysterically funny idea. David Hogg versus Kyle Rittenhouse in a bare knuckle boxing fight.
Oh, I think I know who's gonna win that.
Oh, I know who's gonna win that too. But
Well, yeah, that's too easy. That's too easy. David Hogg is a little twig.
Talents of each side of the fucking political spectrum.
David Hogg is a little twig of a boy, dude. Kyle Rittenhouse would fold him up like a fucking pretzel. What you ought to do is put him in a shooting match against one another and see who can get the tightest group, right?
Oh, now come on! Now you already know Kyle Rittenhouse has like a significant advantage there.
Yeah,
that's why you
both
take
of
them bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, exactly. That one is a little more fair in a way because we already know Kyle Rittenhouse has a lot of experience
With accuracy, indeed. He hit all 3 targets.
Yeah.
What's up, Heavy? It's good to see you, man.
What I want to see is all these talking heads, both right and left, be put into like a Big Brother situation where you also have MMA fighting, like that little series that they have. That would be fun, seeing each of them beat the shit out of each other.
Hell yeah.
I think it'd be. Oh, we could take it another step forward. Instead of MMA, like it becomes like a reality TV show, but it's also like Saw.
You have to cut your leg off in order to get out of this fucking puzzle.
Oh, wait, I got a dark idea. Okay, what about it's like Lord of the Flies? They just crash land on an island and they can't get off. They just have to be stuck there, and we see who goes first.
Except like the horrible things they have to do are all against their political beliefs or their like tendencies. Where like you have to use a gun or you have to eat like a fucking vegan for a month. They're like,
oh shit, I got a better one. Naked and afraid, nobody comes back home.
Oops, we forgot. Oh shit. Okay,
Naked and Afraid, but ironically, it's on the abandoned Epstein Island.
No.
Abandoned?
Yeah.
Yeah, but would she feel kind of weird if like Harry Sisson comes out of it wearing DC Drano's skin as a coat, though?
Oh my god! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Fine, I didn't need to sleep tonight. Welcome to the I'm sorry, I thought this was America podcast.
This was America.
Alesto says, well, Kyle would do better if Hogg was a PDF file. Kyle has a good reputation for killing those. Indeed. It's very
For the
true.
record, we do not condone activities that are worthy of being fed feast first into a wood chipper. But go to Harbor Freight today and use code EOD and get 10% off a brand new wood chipper.
The Predator wood chipper from Harbor Freight, indeed.
Yes. Code EOD will save you 10% off a brand new wood chipper from Harbor Freight. We are not formally sponsored by Harbor Freight. Nor will that discount code actually do you any good, but
You're supposed to say all this really fast so they don't hear that part.
Oh, right. Yeah. But also we do condone that you go to Harbor Freight and spend your money there and get tools and stuff because yay, tools.
Yeah, and they got some good prices.
Yeah, buy tools and stuff and a wood chipper. Yes.
general rule of thumb with Harbor Freight: do I need it more than once? If it fails, will it kill me? Those are the things you have to ask yourself before you buy a tool from Harbor Freight.
I was thinking the exact same thing when I bought a Riv Nut installer. And then I'm like, actually, I think I might actually need this more than just for this battery relocation project I'm doing. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to buy it.
Wait, you're buying Chinese-made tools?
Well, I already bought them before all the trade war stuff happened. Like, this was like months ago. This was like I finally got the freedom to be able to drive and do stuff, and then I had a couple paychecks sitting back because I couldn't go anywhere and spend them on anything. So I bought car
How hip
parts.
of you.
I know. Haha, but I'm well played, sir.
I had a question about cars. What is okay? So I used to have a Chevy Cruze and it broke, and I need a new car. What's like a good car with good fuel economy that's decently on the ride?
I would recommend probably like a Toyota Corolla or a Mazda 3.
He said fun to ride. Like what's your
The
budget?
Mazda's not bad.
30, 20K to 30K, maybe 40K if it's
Okay.
good enough. Yeah.
Okay.
So entry level.
If you want something really fun to drive, Mazda makes a Mazda 3 that's all-wheel drive and turbocharged with paddle shifters. Like, this is like the top of the line Mazda 3. It's a hatchback, so it's got, decent amount of space to haul groceries and not be late for stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly, Murdercom. Murdercom gets it. Mazda goes zoom zoom. No other car goes zoom zoom.
Okay.
That's true.
Maybe I'll look into the Zoom car. I'll watch tonight. I will watch 10 car videos again, and probably look at a different car video and decide I want that one, because that seems to be what happens whenever I get a recommendation.
Getting in and out of the Mazda 3 is a giant pain in the ass. I'm just telling you. If you
Oh,
are
okay.
taller than 5'6", it sucks.
I'm 6'2". Okay, I'm 6'2". Maybe that's a no go then, because I
stay away from the newer generations of Honda Civics. Then.
Oh yeah, I actually sat in one the other day, and it was terrible. I was like, why? Because I've been in my friend's Honda Civic from like 2010, and that was fine. And then I went in like a 2024 one, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, it cuts off about 1/3 of the total height. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Oh shit.
Like, okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
like high end of 40 grand. New, used, does that matter?
I used would probably. I mean, I don't mind new. But I'll probably get one to use just because it's usually a little better. But
Okay.
I mean, going new might actually be more
what would you
beneficial in the
define
fact that he's going to get a
as
lower
fuel
interest
efficient?
rate.
yeah, I
Yeah,
guess okay. I didn't think of that. Yeah, that's
it
true.
depends. I mean, the interest rates between new and slightly new or slightly used really aren't that big unless you're going with like some piece of shit Dodge product where they have to give them away at 0%, but that's a whole different story.
You mean a Fiat product? Or
Yes.
who bought fucking Fiat?
Stellantis.
Right. Stellantis and god damn, dude, like they've been
Sorry.
a fucking train wreck.
I've been fighting off this fucking whatever plague for almost a month now. Ever since I got back from Disney.
That's all good.
It's like
probably
you coughing into the microphone.
you probably got the coof, man. You got the coof. You're gonna die. Don't die.
Yeah, I got the coof again. God damn. Yeah. So
I told you
anything-
not to get that bat soup.
But like, okay, give you a good example, right? Like I work in Toyota World. The difference between the interest rate on the brand new RAV4s and the certified RAV4s is like 1%.
Okay.
It's not a huge difference.
So I guess what would you recommend? Like, would you recommend used or new? I guess.
What do you consider fuel efficient?
Well, like 30 miles per gallon, or maybe 25 to 40 miles per gallon, probably. Preferably
well,
at least
40
like
is a-
30.
40 is not going to be fun. Okay, I can tell you
Yeah.
that much right now. Like,
Like a 3-cylinder diesel.
like-
yeah.
like okay, the new Camry, right? The new Camry is like a decent car. It gets very good gas mileage because it's a hybrid. It's like 44 miles a gallon. It's not fun.
Yeah, not unless you get like the S model, but that's got like a V6 in it. It's probably got terrible gas mileage.
Trying to think of like what else.
Fit him with a GR Corolla.
Nah.
No, like, well, I mean, like that's
in-
also like kind of in the same ballpark as the all-wheel drive turbocharged Mazda 3 that I mentioned previously.
Infinity Q50
For 40 grand? Maybe.
Oh, easily, yeah. Especially on the used side. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know
You
if
get
I'd wanna-
very slightly used ones. You want to avoid anything 2022 and older. Those were those that had the problems with the turbos. Excuse me, they've since fixed a lot of that. Actually, 21, I want to say, was when they fixed it.
Okay.
Fairly reliable. They're, depending on the trim level that you get, there's somewhere between like 300 and 400 horsepower. You can
That
get
sounds
them in
fun.
all-wheel drive if you need all-wheel drive. Yeah, no.
Oh, all-wheel drive? Okay. Yes.
Yeah, you can get if you want. Yeah, if you need it.
He's a Wisconsinite. He could probably use that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so all-wheel drive wouldn't hurt. Yeah.
I preferred for the snow and the big hills here. We have like tons of big hills all over the place.
Yeah, all-wheel drive wouldn't hurt. Sure.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else, and they're reasonably reliable. What else is
IPA,
there?
I got a quick question.
Yeah?
You probably might know this a little bit better than what I do because I really haven't been paying much attention to it.
Okay.
The whole thing with Nissan going bankrupt, I think Honda was going to
That
merge
fell through.
with them.
That
Okay,
fell through.
that didn't. Okay, nothing happened with that then.
In fact, I think if I'm not
'Cause my-
mistaken, I want to say the FTC shut that down.
Oh, really? I mean, all right, but
I could be wrong, but I know it fell through.
Yeah, my next question was going to be how much of that would have affected Infinity, being that Infinity is a partner company to
It would have
Nissan.
it would have helped them, honestly, like because you think Nissan's struggling, Infinity's worse right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I was like,
I'm trying to think like
What is
cheaper,
up,
right?
you
I say
absolute
like
degenerates?
Hey, Twisted. It's good to see you, man.
oh, is that the sexy soothing
Hello.
voice?
yeah, dude. Anything else that I'm thinking of that's like in that 40 grand and under range that is still sort of fun to drive is fucking tight, like and new is fucking tiny. Like
Yeah.
that Mazda 3.
The Mazda 3, the GR Corolla,
I will give it
BRZ
credit.
even.
I'll give it credit. The Mazda 3, it's not bad, especially for a $30,000 car, brand new, right? But holy shit, I'm 5'11" and 3/4, and fucking, I hit my head every time I get in here and I one of those things. Fucking hate them.
He had to work the 3/4 on there.
It's like I'm somewhere between 5'9" and 5'10", depending on which convenience store I leave.
It's because I'm not quite 6 feet tall, Yodi, and so I have to make sure that people know. I'm
Just
almost a
fucking
6
with
foot
you.
tall
I'm
Asian.
just fucking. You also, yeah. How the fuck are you a 6 foot tall Asian? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
It happens. It's rare. It's
I was gonna say, well,
He's German too, right? Isn't he?
it's definitely plausible because there's a human being that once existed in the NBA, and his name was Yao Ming.
No, that guy was like 8 feet tall. Yeah, all right.
He was probably some kind of like communist experiment, so that way China could take over the NBA and then own LeBron James. Because they forecasted his arriving and all that before. Because I think Yao Ming retired way before, like LeBron, or somewhere around as LeBron James came into the league or something.
Okay. I got
So they finally.
I gotta let the dog go pee, and then I'm gonna run to the store. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Finally,
behave yourselves. We're on
finally
YouTube.
raided that tornado down in London, Kentucky. It was an EF4.
They finally raided it, and it was an EF4. No shit.
Yeah.
It was a big one, dude. I saw some of the destruction from it. It was not good. It flattened a bunch of shit.
What wind speeds did they record it at?
The gate-to-gate shear was around 210 miles an hour.
What does that
That's
mean? What is-
radar indicated wind speed. And
What does
it's
a
not
gate shear though?
gate-to-gate mean a gate is radar gating. Different speeds are gated to produce a different color on radar on the velocity, storm relative velocity product. So gate to gate means how much difference is there between the highest wind speed moving toward the radar and the highest moving away from the radar?
Okay, that makes sense.
Hopefully, I explained that halfway decently.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I was just miffed about that because the fucking media was trying to blame it on fucking Trump, and I'm like, Trump didn't make the damn tornado. You know what the fuck?
They're trying to blame
here's
Trump
the
for a
thing.
tornado.
I think. Well, I don't know how many of y'all sat and literally watched that come through, but the National Weather Service, they didn't put a PDS warning on it or anything. It just set.
You know why? There was not a supervisor on duty. Only a supervisor can issue a PDS or a tornado emergency because they're understaffed. There's a lot that I agree with Trump on. There's a lot I don't agree with Trump on. And cutting NOAA, he can go fuck himself for that. NOAA saves lives.
Anything that's vital or critical like that is not subject to these hiring freezes or these cuts.
NOAA absolutely has been cut. 100%. I know people who work for NOAA.
They were bragging about it, going, "Oh, climate change."
National Weather Service has been cut. National Weather Service offices are becoming understaffed. They've reduced the number of weather balloon launches to get your photographs.
Okay, then if I just take it at face value, then it was irresponsible to make any of those changes without changing the policies that are preventing, the warnings from going out. You're saying because a supervisor was not on shift, a bunch of people died. I find that difficult to fathom.
They've cut funding for radar upgrades, for the new electronically scanned radars, the like I said, weather balloon launches. It's not like, and there are National Weather Service offices that have had to close and turn over operations to a neighboring office because they didn't have staffing for the day. It's not good.
It's kind of amazing. I know I had linked the WeatherWise app in Discord a while back. You would be amazed if you just look at the map and actually see the location of the radar sites and the gaps and the holes that there are now.
Yep. We need to build more radars. We need to upgrade these WSR-88Ds to new phased array radars. There's a lot of things that need to be done, and cutting NOAA is just stupid. It's just dumb. And now I'm not blaming it solely on Trump and all of that, because funding has been cut prior to Trump too. It's dumb. It is one of the government agencies that directly impacts saving lives. Directly. None of this, oh well, it works around to this. No. This is direct impact.
Wobbly says Noah was cut before Trump. You mentioned that, though.
Yeah, that's what hey Wobbly, what's up, man? Yeah, I just said that.
What? Okay, so I just want to remind you guys, we're still on YouTube. Please be cognizant of that. I will be back in fucking 5 minutes. All right.
And don't forget that NOAA also provides all the aviation weather for pilots, for airlines, for everybody. It's not good to cut that. That's one that just no.
Yeah, it sounds like it needs more funding, actually.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that seems like a really irresponsible cut. And did they even give a reason why? Was it just some stupid stuff, or did they even talk about it?
I don't know. That
It was attached
the
to
whole
climate change.
Doge, yeah.
Climate change
yes.
and DEI.
I mean, weather forecasting is still important, despite what you may think or
Yeah,
not
just
think
hire all
about.
the white meteorologists then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
especially those Mexican weather reports.
I'm down to hire a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So, did
Like
you get
any
any?
off YouTube?
Did you get to do any weather chasing this last week?
Yeah, I saw the. I was out Friday, saw the St. Louis tornado hit, and then saw Columbus, Indiana, and then tracked that down toward Kentucky, but it outran me, and I got down into the Somerset, London area, probably about 20 minutes after it went through. So yeah, St. Louis was wild to see it go into that big city like that. Holy shit!
Oh, dude, did you see the picture I sent you in DMs? The picture that was taken from the top of the arch. There were motherfuckers in the top of the fucking Gateway Arch when that shit fucking touched down. That's fucking nuts.
Dude, did you guys ever see the video of the crane operator in Nashville from like 5-6 years ago?
Well, I saw
during when the crane actually got hit by the tornado.
Yeah, dude's in the fucking crane. Yeah.
That would definitely pucker your booty hole a little bit.
Uh-huh.
At a bare minimum, your pants are getting shat regardless. I don't care who the fuck you are. Your pants are that is a someone go get me my brown pants right fucking now.
On the top of a fucking giant ass building they're building in the middle of downtown Nashville, dude's stuck in a crane on the top of a fucking, 700-foot tall building.
Shit's insane. I do remember seeing that.
I'm watching it now.
But I'll tell you what, being on top of that damn arch with a tornado moving through, you'd get a pucker moment.
Uh-huh, that too, for sure.
I mean, granted, the arch was like 10 miles from it?
Yeah.
But still, that's close enough to go, I don't want to be up here.
Hell, I had a little pucker moment myself Friday. I got into the outer circulation of that tornado near Columbus, Indiana, and the back end of my truck started sliding around from the wind.
You have one of them fucking storm chasing set up like vehicles where you have like all the fucking armor.
Yes,
fucking,
I do. I mean, it's not like Dominator that Reed Timmer has, but it's somewhere in between that and it's somewhere in between that and a regular truck, right? So I've got it. It's a Ram 3500 dually, all-wheel, 4-wheel drive, and then I took Kevlar and laid it over top of the body panels, and then sprayed that with Rhino liner and replaced all the windshields and windows with plexi.
So it'll take a big chunk of debris.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the new Twister movie?
Yeah, I had people from my chase team in that movie.
Yeah, your truck looks like the chaser.
Sorta, yeah.
But I'm talking about them ones that have like the fucking like arms with the fucking spikes that come down out of them. And,
yeah,
I haven't
added that yet. that's kind of in the works for maybe next season. Some ground anchors.
I was doom scrolling
Dude,
through
that's
through
fucking
YouTube.
cool.
I was doom scrolling through YouTube one night, and I came across the Dominator vehicle you're talking about.
Yeah, Reed's fucking cool. That dude's
that thing
freaking...
is absolutely ridiculous. Like, there's a video about like how he built the thing and like all the new shit that he's got in Dominator 3, the newest version
Dom
of
3.
it.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. I like, it's so cool to see that.
I had a steak dinner with Reed Friday night.
Oh, that's cool.
Reed Timmer was just over here for the tornado outside of Huntsville and Madison.
Mm-hmm.
He drove into it.
I'm sorry, not Friday night. Saturday night was when I had dinner with Reed. He's a fucking nut job, man.
I mean, you kind of have to carry your nuts in a wheelbarrow if you're going to be a storm chaser.
I kind of don't want to. Well, hell, I bumped into him once when he was chasing out towards Moulton, Alabama, when he stopped off to fill up. Yeah,
he's a nice guy, but he's freaking intense as fuck.
I mean, don't you kind of have to be to take those kinds of risks?
Yeah, I guess so. Now I'll get into with my truck. I'll get into if I see EF1 levels or lower on the radar on the gate-to-gate steer, I'll get into it with it as is.
Did you see that? Oh crap! What storm was it? It was yesterday. We had CD size hail.
Yes.
CD size?
Yes.
Jesus. Yeah. Fuck.
Yes. I don't care what people say. I've been chasing for a little over 22 years now. I only did it as a hobby up until the past couple years, right? I didn't do it full time. I've seen with my own eyes, these storms are changing. Climate change is real. It's a mix of man-made and natural, though. People say it's all man-made. Yeah, go fuck yourself. People say humans have no impact. Yeah, go fuck yourself, too. It's both. But climate change is happening. It's real. I can tell you there is a difference between...
Well, that's why climate change is an appropriate term for it, right?
Right.
It is, in fact, changing.
Right. It's especially evident with hurricanes. The biggest evidence that I can point to with like tornadic activity is that quote unquote Tornado Alley has been expanding east. We're seeing more large, violent, long track tornadoes in Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, than even Illinois, than we ever have before.
Well, the reason what I was going to ask was, do you think it's not a cycling where we're returning basically to the patterns that we had seen early last century, and that just the reporting is so much better now versus what we had then?
If you look at it does, but if you look at a graph,
but they're hundreds of thousands of years long cycles.
Right. But you can determine those kind of cycles by geological records. And if you look at the charts, I mean, it's not an exact science, but if you look at the charts, what we're seeing now is an acceleration of it, right? So we may not peak any higher than we would have through natural cycles, but it's like a vertical cliff going straight up in comparison to previous, gentle cycles. Because you have Earth's orbit is not perfectly circular. It wobbles. It precesses.
It's so wobbly, as some
the
might say.
the Earth's spin wobbles and precesses as well. And on top of that, you have solar cycles. You have short solar cycles that occur over an 11-year period. You have the Maunder cycle, which occurs over a couple hundred years, I believe. Then you have the grand cycle that takes place over tens of thousands of years, where the sun grows in intensity and fades. So all of these things combined with human effects are creating a perfect storm right now, is quote unquote. So even if tomorrow we flipped the switch and stopped emitting all greenhouse gases, went all electric, all nuclear, blah 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 blah, all renewable, we're not going to stop climate change. The temperature is still going to climb, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of what can we do to mitigate what our impact is.
I think a lot of the best thing that we can do is just have better early warning systems in place to help people get to safer locations sooner, if anything.
Yeah, but let's cut funding to NOAA.
No,
Well,
but you're talking about no. But race car, you're talking about shit like catastrophic level, instantaneous shit. Like you're talking about like
I'm talking like reaction to storms, hurricanes, things like that.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
No, like this, like literally the same shit that we're talking about is like if like getting the radars upgraded and like fucking like what's with the stories that I'm hearing now about like tornado sirens that didn't go off in some counties.
That happens all the time.
Tornado sirens. People have the wrong idea of tornado.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about like
Tornadoes-
CMEs from the sun.
Tornado sirens are not and were never meant to be a primary warning source. They are designed for people who are outside who are not going to hear a weather radio go off or something like that, right?
Yeah.
They're not for, like I said, they're not a primary warning source.
Yeah, they're
by
not.
any
They're
stretch
not
of-
meant to wake you up at 3 a.m.
Right.
Yeah.
So the best thing I can say for people is invest in a fucking Midland NOAA weather radio for $29.99 at fucking Walgreens. That shit'll wake you up, I guarantee you.
I mean, I hate to sound like the fucking millennial here, but is there a fucking app for that?
No, the national.
Yeah.
The problem with the phone alerts, they can be delayed. The radio is instantaneous, right? As soon as the NOAA puts that out, your radio goes off with an alarm. The phone alert, you can have a 5 or 10 minute delay as it gets passed down through this to your carrier and then finally broadcasts out to your location, right? So I would not rely on phone alerts. Phone alerts are fine for things like hurricanes, blah, 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 right? But if you're in a tornado prone area, don't rely on your phone.
Good to know.
Yeah, I mean, apparently I am now. I don't know. I'm still confused about when that happened. That's a bit. One thing I will say is that Laurel and London are bigger, much bigger community than Maysville is.
Oh yeah. There was a total of 37 fatalities in Kentucky from Friday night that I know of. Those are the confirmed fatalities.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, race car. I thought you were talking about something completely different. I thought you were talking about like theoretical pole shifting, catastrophic, like.
No, not like that. Like I don't even.
The
think
poles
we
are
have
shifting.
I don't even think like the technology is there to kind of like detect that kind of shit to like that. If something like that's gonna happen, like that's gonna happen like gradual over like the course of like
Pole shift,
thousands of years.
pole shift is
couple hundred
happening.
years. Yeah, a couple hundred years.
Yeah.
Yeah, pole shift is happening. It's been
Like-
moving steadily east towards Siberia, and it's accelerating.
CMEs, oh, fuck, we got a couple hours once one gets detected.
Yeah. Yeah, CME could really fuck us up bad.
Especially these days with like how dependent and integrated into electronics we are. Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh, okay,
For
okay.
sure.
Who pinned the message in the fucking kick chat? Was it Wobbly or was it you, Race Car?
I know nothing.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, but if you don't have a pinned message, then you're not cool. What? Come here. Oh, that's
no.
right. I'm laughing, and you don't like it when I
Oh,
laugh.
damn it. Now I'm hungry.
You're an asshole.
Fucking Asian over here. Jesus Christ. I mean, cats are good emergency rations, though.
Oh, for ground.
Hey, he said it, not me.
Yeah, well, a serious situation is something completely different than, dinner.
I mean, I do agree with Twitch.
I mean,
yeah, we do have to save the
dinner-
planet. It is the only one with beer on it.
Dinner can be an emergency situation. Just saying.
Yeah. I agree.
My cat is not going to be the end all be all for because you're hungry.
Oh, I didn't say end.
That's the appetizer.
That's exactly. Thank you. That is an appetizer.
You're not eating my cat.
Not only am I 5'11" and 3/4, I'm also fat, okay? Like, I need more than one.
We are going to take you to Springfield race car so you can eat the dogs and eat the cats.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Eating the cats.
The fucking songs were hilarious.
Eat the cats.
I will say this. I see you over there, Johnny Pedrosa, over on YouTube. Sorry, I wasn't here a minute ago. He's talking about Nissan and Honda can't merge. That's probably shit you were talking about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about. Yeah, that was. I mean, that was a little bit more than 20 minutes ago, but yeah.
I kind of want to say it was the FTC that shut it down, if I'm not mistaken, but I know for sure it got like pulled back. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Who wanted to merge?
Nissan and Honda.
Because Nissan is basically about to go tits up.
Yeah, because Nissan's an absolute shit show right now, and
That's okay.
Frankly,
I
it
can't
has
think
been
of anything
for
Nissan worth
the better
having.
part of 10 years.
There's no Nissans worth driving, so I'm fine with Nissan going tits up.
I mean, the new 370's not bad. I like that engine, just in general.
What about a Skyline? Come on, a Skyline's a cool car.
Ew, I hate fucking Skylines. God
It's not a
damn.
Skyline. Don't you dare call the R35 a Skyline.
First of all, it's not a Skyline.
I didn't
Second of all,
specify the R35.
Second of all, look at the price compared to what you get compared to anything else that's comparable.
In that same price range, you're probably better off getting a Porsche.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's an extra $50,000 compared to what you can buy. And yes, I'm 100% biased compared to what you can buy a fucking M5 for, and it's basically the same performance.
I literally hate Skylines.
Why?
They're fucking ugly.
Oh, that I disagree with you on. They're fucking gorgeous.
Older ones are gorgeous, but the new ones.
Even the
are
R35s. God,
Ugh.
they're looking.
I think it's a good looking
33s.
car.
I have a soft spot for the 33.
That's because you're like living in that fucking initial D universe.
Okay.
Yeah. The initial D universe. All those fucking drift cars, it's all Japanese cars. That's.
Drifting is one of the dumbest things that's ever been.
I have a corgi, and everyone accuses me like, "Oh, yeah, they're because of initial." No, fuck you. Not because I'm Asian. Initial D. Fuck off.
Drifting is just retarded. I'm sorry. I said
It's a skillful thing.
And that's a lot of tires.
Yeah, it's a thing that takes a lot of skill, though. I was watching some fucking video where it's like
I didn't say it didn't take skill. I said it was retarded.
Well, okay. If it's retarded, then it shouldn't take skill. I guess that's my interpretation.
No, it can be retarded and take skill.
Look at savants.
Yeah,
Okay,
look at LeBron James.
What is retarded and take skill?
LeBron James. I mean, to be fair, you don't make millions of dollars for just being retarded. Alone.
Oh, David Hogg tried.
Oh, he sure as hell did, didn't he? He sure as hell did.
I mean, to be fair though, like he was also in a field. He was also in a field of other retards, so he just happened to fall the farthest from the retard tree.
Every branch on the way down.
Well, they all do. Wow. They're the fucking Democratic National Convention.
Yeah. The compilations from that whole thing was just hilarious. Didn't Letitia James run for vice chairman of the fucking DNC? That was fucking hilarious.
Who?
Letitia James, one of the prosecutors, the DAs that are going after Trump over his fucking house. That's what she's going after.
Over his house?
Yeah, Mar-a-Lago. She said Mar-a-Lago was worth like $250,000. Like, you stupid fucking bitch. What are you talking about?
Like, who the fuck are you to determine that? Like, that's what the banks are for.
Right.
Also, isn't it worth more than $250,000?
It's worth like $250 million. Yeah.
It's worth a lot more than $250,000.
I think I'm exaggerating that, but she totally undercut the value of every property in the area. And Mar-a-Lago's the biggest one out of all of them. But anyway.
Hey, Twisted, let me know, because if you're able to, but I do have a free ticket for Cedar Point that I have to use before the end of June.
Okay.
And I should have another free Bring a Friend ticket coming soon for going to Cedar Point for 4 times
fuckface.
in the month of May.
Speaking of like doing shit, weren't you talking about coming out here at some point?
Yeah, I have no idea when that's gonna happen. I don't know yet. I gotta link up with my buddy from Minneapolis and figure something out, because we'll probably hit up like Valley Fair and Mall of America and a bunch of breweries and shit. So yeah,
I got room for you if you need it.
Yeah. All right.
Now all you fuckers got to come out here, because I got a 25-year-old truck and I can't make it that far.
Dude, just get a fucking Turo and fucking.
Right?
What the hell's a Turo?
Turo is basically like
Airbnb but
for rental cars. Yeah.
Yeah. EOD, where are you?
In Louisville, Kentucky, the biggest city in Kentucky.
If they'll rent to bombers, they'll rent to you, dude.
Is that who fucking bombed the fucking fertility clinic? Are you kidding me?
Knoxville, but I'm flying, so I can't drive through. Shit.
No, it's okay. I've fucking tended Heavy's closer to you in Knoxville.
We'll meet up with EOD, but we're all going to Louder Than Life.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be great.
What the fuck is that?
It's a rock concert.
A massive fucking rock and metal concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you'd give me a headache.
Yeah, probably.
I don't do metal.
be fair, like that's literally all that Louisville has to offer.
To be fair.
Oh, shut up! No,
be fair.
there's the statue of David, okay, with his fucking dick and balls showing. We also have bourbon, and there's Angels Envy here, and Against the Grain. Okay, there's some good stuff.
Why did David Hogg get
Against
a
the
statue
Grain is
in
good.
Kentucky?
Yeah, I would give you that. Against the Grain is good.
I'm talking about Michelangelo's David, you dick. It's a replica of Michelangelo's David made out of something other than bronze, but they painted it bronze.
And they gave him a massive schwanz.
No, actually, it's very little, but.
Oh.
Is he Asian?
Honestly, I don't even know if it's still standing. I bet they took it down. They probably did.
His schwanz or the statue?
No, the statue. Yeah, the statue. There's the Louisville Slugger Museum, which is kind of cool. You can get yourself a customized bat. That's cool. Slugger Field. There's the Fraser Historical Arms Museum. That's kind of cool. I don't know. That's what I got for it. We have museums and like gang shootings. So
going to the NCM.
Do it.
Peak performance in Kentucky is going to NCM. And I know Twisted is absolutely going to agree with me on that.
I took delivery of my Z06 in at the NCM.
The National Corvette Museum, right. Well, that's down in Bowling Green. That's a little ways away, but we could do that.
I mean, shit, we could all just do a meetup at Kings Island, because that's kind of like in between me and you and Twisted.
Yeah. My
That's like a
fucking
good
nephews just
special.
got back from Kings Island.
And Kings Island is way cooler than Louisville.
Yeah, shut up. There ain't nothing in fucking Ohio. You all just fucking brag about bullshit. You got it's just flat and nothing.
We have
we also
US
have
Air Force
Mid-Ohio.
Museum.
And there's barley corn. They have really good wings.
Ain't nobody ever at the Air Force Museum. I went to the Air Force Museum. It was fucking deserted. But it was cool.
You're just saying that because you were in the Air Force, and that sounds basically like being gay, but with extra steps.
But it was fucking Tuesday. Yeah. That was probably a big part of that.
Oh, imagine that. Yeah, imagine that. It was a fucking day that everybody else was at fucking work.
Well, I was on leave with my parents. So yeah.
You know what Ohio also has, and I don't give a fuck
Me.
what anything I'll say.
Me.
No.
A retarded
Ohio-
Supreme Court.
Fucker.
No. Ohio has Skyline chili. Fuck all y'all.
Oh yeah.
We have fucking Skyline chili. You don't think we have Skyline chili too, okay?
Yeah, but Skyline Chili comes from Ohio.
I'm not disputing that.
Yeah, you
It comes
can't
from
claim-
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You can't claim Skyline Chili if you're not from Cincinnati.
Look, where is Cincinnati, you fucking retards? It's right across the river from Kentucky. Shut up.
So what you're
Kentucky,
saying
though.
is Louisville
It
should
is
be
in
annexed
Kentucky.
to Cincinnati. Got it.
Kentucky is now Ohio, just like Canada is now United States.
Uh-huh.
So you're telling me bourbon can be made in Cincinnati and still be Kentucky bourbon?
No, I didn't say that. Nuh-uh. No,
shit.
that ain't the same thing. That ain't even the same thing, Heavy. Shut up. Nobody's talking to you.
It sounds like exactly the same thing to me.
I'm not saying that we invented the shit, okay? I'm not trying to say that. But Skyline has opened stores out here. We sell Skyline chili, so shush.
I mean, they have Skyline chili in Indiana too. That doesn't mean it's Indiana chili.
I didn't say it was Kentucky chili. I didn't say it was Kentucky chili. That's not what I'm trying to say. I said we
Sounds
have
like
it.
you're
Shit,
trying to
guys.
say to me.
George Wendt died.
Who?
Norm,
Sometimes you wanna go.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Norm from Cheers died.
I've never seen it.
What are you doing, Chase?
Wow, I always forget that about you. You did not grow up watching TV. That
No,
is
I did not.
that is bizarre. But yeah, Cheers was huge, man. That was a gigantic fucking show for
Yeah, I
all
felt
of the
like- I
80s.
felt like part of me, when I was driving home from work, I was like, do I go to my local place and just walk in and be like, and just start busting out that song?
That's
Get
a
up
great
there.
song. It's about a bar in in all of the interpersonal stories of the characters who frequent the bar. That's the bar's name is Cheers.
So would race car be our norm?
Right? Is it in Boston?
Boston? Maybe. I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah, it's in Boston. Yep.
No, race car's not big enough to be Norm. No, we need a fat guy to be Norm. Rob Knorr is Norm. It just never hangs out. Shit.
Everyone's like the happy-go-lucky, everything is cool, would once in a while say something really smart.
Who's the charismatic guy with the fucking hair? Can't remember his fucking name.
With the hair.
Bartender that worked there?
Yeah. He was a bartender.
Don't worry, Odie. You're the assistant bartender.
It's coming.
That's the
Played by
woman.
Woody Harrelson.
Was it Woody Harrelson?
Well, that was the assistant.
Oh, what?
Oh, okay. Then I am that guy. I thought it was a woman and a man that were the bartenders.
Sorry. No, Woody Harrelson was the mailman.
No, he wasn't.
Wobbly's got it. It's Ted Danson. That's who I was thinking. It was Ted Danson. Yeah. That's me. Yeah, that's me to a T right there, because he's about as dumb as a box of rocks.
Cliff Clavin was the mailman, played by John Ratzenberger.
Okay. Sam was his name. That was his name.
Yeah, that was his name. The mailman. Yeah, he had that mustache. He was an old guy. Yeah. They're all hilarious, though, man. It was a good show. Who was that little woman with the black curly hair? She was fucking kind of annoying, but very memorable.
Carla Tortelli.
Yeah, very Italian. Yes.
Victoria Perman. Yep.
I know, like the fucking person I think of when I think of him, the guy who played Cliff, is not Cliff Clavin. It's all the animated characters he played.
Yeah. Anyway, all of this is going over Twisted head. He's never seen it.
So he was like the voice of so many fucking animated characters through over the years. Okay, I got something for you, Twisted. Did you know that some company released they did a 60 Minutes interview, and they have an unmanned drone that's designed to fly ahead of F-22s and engage air-to-air combat?
Yes.
That shit's fucking amazing to me.
Part of the NGAD system.
Okay, but wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use the fucking F-22.
No, it's part of the NGAD system. So to work with F-22s, F-35s, and the new F-47.
Isn't the F-22 actually getting upgraded currently to that because they were kind of behind?
Yes.
So we can continue to not use it?
What are you saying? You believe in the non-aggression principle. We're not supposed to use it anyway.
Well, it's part of a system that's being used that any aircraft can basically be spotter for artillery. They can paint targets. They can lock on, give target information. So say you've got an F-15 that's 15 miles away from the target. Then you have an F-35, which is, a distance away. The equipment on the F-35 can actually be used to help strike with the F-15. So it's not only drones.
You're correct. I don't think we should use it. However, I also, if we're not going to use it, we shouldn't fucking spend the money on it.
Wait. You're missing the point. It's not just for the F-22. And we do use the F-22.
We shot down a weather balloon with it. I forgot about that.
No. We've also conducted a lot of air-to-ground strikes in the Middle East with it.
I thought the weather balloon was shot down by the F-35.
I didn't know. I actually didn't know that. I thought it was okay.
F-22, from what I understood, they're actually keeping a leash on it because they don't want the possible technology falling into the wrong hands, being used
correct. Basically correct. But here's the other piece.
It's too advanced. We haven't found.
No, here's the other piece you're missing. There's a couple of things. The F-22, yes, we don't want it falling into like Iranian hands and working its way back to China or Russia, right? We don't want any possibility of that happening. The F-22 is kind of being held in reserve for a conflict that would break out between a near-peer adversary. Now, this drone is not just for use with the F-22.
Oh yeah, because the fucking J-20 is even close to comparable.
It will also work. Well, that's the whole point. We don't want that technology to fall in Chinese hands so that they can then reverse engineer it and add it to their fucking piece of shit airplanes. But the drone piece is being designed to work with the F-22, the F-35, the F-A-18 Super Hornet, the F-15X EX, the new F-47 that's coming out, the new, which is the F-22's replacement. There's a whole gamut of things there.
Again, we're replacing a goddamn plane we've never used because it's too advanced. So we're going to replace it for something advanced we're never going to fucking use?
It's not just that. The F-22 is the stealth technology on it uses a certain kind of coating that is very expensive and very difficult to maintain. We've advanced the technology, but it can't be retroactively applied. It has to be integrated with a new airframe. So the F-47 is actually going to be much, much less expensive per unit and per unit flight hour than the F-22 is, even though it will be much more advanced than the F-22 as well.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was a kid still playing with Hot Wheels, I had a little Hot Wheel version of the YF-22. It's a plane we've been working on for a very long time.
No, the YF-22 was the prototype for the F-22.
Yeah, the Y means the prototype.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, I wasn't more than 10 years old when I had that little toy.
The F-22 is 1990s technology. You don't realize that.
Exactly.
It's U.S. 1990s technology. That's why when people say China's getting just as advanced as the U.S. is with aerospace,
not even close.
Bullshit.
Not even fucking close. They're still 20 years behind us.
And also what that system does is it bridges the gap between branches instead of having to just the nightmare of trying to get to Marines, Army, and Air Force working and Navy all on the same same campaign. That's since you're a Marine, what do you think about all the hubbub on the new tactics for the Pacific?
I think it's necessary.
Wait,
I think we need.
Can you say more for those of us that don't know what you're talking about?
Basically,
yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Basically, it's a return to more of island hopping type of combat versus like the multiplier force that they're using now, like the Abrams tanks going away, them making a move more to more mobile vehicles that will launch long range rockets, also making Marines basically a slimmer, tougher fighting force. So they're going to be carrying everything that they need to run operations within the unit. Just a lot of things like that, so they can be deployed quickly and hold off until the Navy can get to these islands.
I mean, if I'm reading between the lines, what I'm hearing is we're fighting less or more and more asymmetrical fights because we're just becoming more and more advanced, and we don't need traditional warfare like
No, not really. No, this is specifically to the Marine Corps. They're making the Marine Corps back into the light mobile quick response force that it was during World War II and Korea, right? They didn't have much in the way of heavy armor, blah blah blah. They were, as I said, light mobile. They weren't meant to go in and take and hold territory. They were meant to go in, strike hard, strike fast, raid,
Got it.
coast
So they're
to
not
coastal
Operation
raids.
Shield anymore.
Right.
They're not playing Operation Army.
Right.
Well, they were never supposed to, right? I mean, I feel like we've sort of overused them in recent conflicts.
I wonder if there'll be an uptick in jump wings for
100%.
Marines.
I mean, yeah, no, exactly. If you look at the origins of the Marines, yeah, like if they were like deployed off of ships and used to, yeah,
right,
hand-to-hand combat against another ship.
Well, that's like the fucking 1800s, but yeah.
Right.
Right, but the concept is there, right?
Sure.
But yeah, they weren't deployed on long. Yeah, they were used as a tool, not like the brunt of
And what a tool some of them are.
The Marine Corps is the only branch of the military that can be supposed to be the only branch of the military that can be sent to combat solely on presidential order.
More as an exploratory
expeditionary.
Expeditionary. Right, sorry.
Right. Fucking boomer Bob. He says, I show my girlfriend my helicopter sometimes. He says I'm an Apache. Her ex was a Chinook, and we won't discuss the Black Hawk. Oh. That's a good one.
Press a chick, do the hog, helicopter dick.
That's it, man. That's right.
Step 1, cut a hole in a box.
My dick in a box. That was hilarious. You know, I never did like
in that box.
I never did like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys or any of that fucking bullshit, but I'll give it to Justin Timberlake for going on SNL and doing that joke. That was funny.
But that was The Lonely Island featuring Justin Timberlake.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like honestly, he's pretty fucking funny.
I was gonna say.
It's absolutely hilarious. And then if you watch the music video to Mother Lover where they pick up where they leave off with Dick in a Box, it's wonderful.
Yeah. And like
I'm a mother lover, you're a mother lover.
Honestly,
we should fuck each other's mothers.
But like, there's a point in which like he was doing some interview and somebody asked him about Britney and like all the shit that went down when she went crazy. He's like, the fuck does that have to do with me? Like, we broke up. Fuck off. It's not my fault. And I was like,
right answer. Correct answer.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, why do you think I dropped that bitch? What are you talking to me about it for?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But yeah, like all these fucking like, you know, okay, now 40-year-old fucking women were like blaming him for like, oh, you made her go crazy. He's like, no, we broke up because she was crazy. Fuck off.
Right. Some of those videos she's been putting out are really disturbing, man. I'm starting to understand why she has like an injunction where she can't make her own decisions, you know?
Leave Britney alone.
Oh my god, and her fans are even worse. Yeah.
Maybe we should get Alex and her together. Imagine the batshit crazy babies they would have.
Alex
Jones.
Alex.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh God! Can you imagine?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, even I'm going. Yeah, that's a no for me,
Can
dog.
you imagine? Oh my God!
The goddamn commies are putting frogs in chemicals to make them gay, and
They're putting the frogs in the chemicals to turn the chemicals
Bring
gay.
the frogs gay.
They're
dancing
putting the frogs in the chemicals to turn the chemicals gay.
while they're dancing with knives in front of a fucking camera. Yeah. Oh my God.
They're making the knives gay.
Yeah. Shit.
Oh God. Yeah, and at the same time, like, your conservatorship should not be your psychotic father who has like abused you,
I don't know anything about that.
not physically or sexually, but just abusive and taking advantage of you, especially in a financial manner. Like, conservatorships are like a normal thing for people who have severe mental health things going on, like her, for example. But they're oftentimes third parties for exactly that reason.
Wretched Misfit says, see, y'all could have a pretty good show every night, y'all. I reckon if I get everybody to show up every night, that's the trouble sometimes. A lot of times it's either just me and Heavy or just me and Race Car. But
Well, shit, I don't know if my liver would appreciate that, but yeah, I mean,
Well, see, a wise man once told me if you eat liver and onions before you start drinking, the alcohol will get confused and not know which liver to attack.
with a nice glass of Chianti
mm,
and fava beans.
You can, I mean, you
Fucking
can
Hannibal.
consume whatever you want after the liver and onions. The choice is yours and yours alone.
I can't guarantee showing up because, storm chasing.
I know. I don't expect anybody to, it's
That one of these days that you're supposedly gonna kidnap me from Cleveland and we go.
Yeah,
we go
almost did it when the shit went through up in Michigan, but I wound up not going up there.
Oh man, that would have been fun.
Why can I see Race Car standing in the middle of the rain with a flag in his hand, like the meme, in the middle of a fucking tornado?
Well, I'm not Florida man for one.
that is a quintessential Florida man.
I mean, to be fair, the beer I drink, like one beer is the equivalent of like 1 6-pack of what EOD drinks.
It's true.
I'm not a Florida man either. God damn it.
I'm not saying you're a Florida man. I'm saying I drink real beer.
I'm drinking 12.2% triple IPA right now.
What's this thing right there?
My IPA has the same ABV as your barrel-aged stout, biatch.
I'm actually just as shocked as you are right now. I'm kind of disappointed because this bourbon barrel aged stout I'm drinking is only 8%.
Womp.
Shit.
I know.
Race Car, I was just thinking about it. When are you gonna? How far from Mid Ohio are you?
About an hour and a half.
Okay, because I might be there the end of June.
Were you
For
on a
Grid Life?
track day?
Mm-hmm.
The Grid Life event?
Yeah, I might go with some friends.
I will definitely be there that Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, let's fucking dude, I'll bring a fucking cooler.
Okay.
Fuck yeah,
I mean,
bud.
I'm bringing. I'm not racing. I'm just going with friends. So.
Yeah, same. I'm going to spectate. I've got a buddy of mine who races through Grid Life from South Carolina.
I haven't legitimately, like, my fire suit, my helmet, all that shit expired. I haven't done that in probably 8+ years.
Yeah. My helmet's current because, I mean, well, autocross, but,
But, like,
dude, it felt so fucking good to get back out there and do my first event in, like, felt like 2 years.
You better believe, like, okay, so like I was at a Toyota, I mentioned earlier I was at a Toyota training for like trucks, and they were like, well, I had to go like my fucking full on like autism mode.
Over the fuel,
there was planned to be a driving component of it before it started raining all week. And I was like, oh, motherfucker. And I had my fucking fire, even though it's expired, whatever. I was like, fuck it. I had my fucking fire suit in my pack, in my trunk. I was like, fuck it, I'm bringing this shit. If there's a
Show up just for sheer, like, fucking dick measuring.
I almost got kicked out of so back in 2014 when they relaunched the Colorado, I got kicked out. It was right by my house, and I was like, fuck it, whatever. I showed up in my fire suit, my helmet, and everyone knew I was gonna be a fucking cunt. And
Wow.
and I got kicked out.
Go figure.
They allowed me to do like this like test and drive thing when I was still working with Bridgestone / Firestone.
Oh sure, yeah.
And like I showed up with the RX-7 and I had my helmet with me and everything, and like they load us all up in buses to go to a remote site where they actually have like the test facility and shit. And they're like, go put that away. You're being a dick. And I'm like, I didn't say anything, I'm like, dude, I fucking do autocross, and like I thought that's what this was.
Oh, when I showed up to this truck thing, everyone knew. Everyone was like, "Oh God, this guy is gonna be like."
We were driving BMWs, and they were like just like basically they had like all the different tire models that they wanted us to
I went to
test drive.
Back when I was like the king of Mitsubishis, they sent me to a Yokohama thing, and everyone was like, "Dude, that's awesome," and I absolutely goddamn ripped the shit out of those things.
Yeah,
That's 'cause
we
they're
did
shitty
this
tires.
thing where we're putting down lap times around this test track.
Sorry, Yodi.
And we did
went back on our like cartism.
Yeah, you guys are good at that. I was gonna ask you when Grid Life was, but I guess
end of
June 27th and 28th.
Okay, I'll see if I can get up there around then.
I'm working on planning that right now, so I may be there. I'll let you know.
Anyway, what are you saying, Race Car? Go on with your autism.
Yeah, so at this event when I was working for Bridgestone, we did like a test lap with the Weather Peak, and they had like completely like turned on all the sprinklers, and the track was like completely soaked in water, and then they like let it dry out, and then we went out with the Potenza Sport, and then we did the Bridgestone RE71 RS, and I was like literally there. I'm like, I am literally here for these specific tires that I know we're going to be doing lap times with, because I want a set of these on my fucking car. And then I ended up like, I think there was like 50 of us, and I still placed like in the top 5 fastest lap times. So that was pretty cool.
I'm such a Michelin fanboy. Like,
dude, I'm a Bridgestone guy, so I mean, like, I have.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Brand loyalty is brand
loyalty.
RE11s,
okay, and I liked them, but I will take my Cup 2s any day.
I was gonna say like
RE11s.
The only real experience that I have with an actual vehicle doing fucking competition racing is at a go-kart track. And it was been with a bunch of fucking casuals, okay? But over the course of the entire day, I posted the second fastest lap time. So it was like 110 people. And I felt really good about that. That was really cool.
So you're only better than the general public.
Yeah, pretty much.
Most of my track days have been motorcycles.
I was about to say the same thing. I was like, I'm pretty sure all your shit's been primarily motorcycle because you show me the videos.
Spicy brown water.
Yep.
Yeah.
That shit's nuts. Y'all are crazy. Motorcycles will kill you.
I know. That's why I've accepted the.
Motorcycles usually don't kill you. It's the other drivers that kill you while you're on a motorcycle.
Well, if you're doing like 150 miles down the freeway, you know.
Well, down the freeway, yeah, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, part of that is gonna be your own stupidity, but I don't trust myself to do anything. I do stupid enough shit with four wheels that I'm like, no, I'll stick to four.
Uh-huh.
I hear that.
Yeah, two wheels scare the shit out of me. I'm with you on that.
don't get me wrong. I did a track day at NCM in my Z06 last summer. That was fun.
Did the tip of your penis touch the bottom of your steering wheel? Or were
several times.
The rest of the joke was, or were you fucking pressing the horn button with it?
Several times.
Dude, I will say, like, the C8s, I absolutely cannot, like, I could never own one because the goddamn center console, like the armrest, like every time, if you're holding the steering wheel properly, like you should when you're racing a car, my goddamn my goddamn elbow hits it every time I take a right turn. I fucking hate it. Fuck that car.
Fuck you, dude.
Actually,
beautiful car.
Some kind of
the 2026 model, they're changing the interior around on it.
They need to, because that center armrest is up so goddamn high.
If I have anything that I would complain about on the Z06, it's that.
Come here.
Yep, on the C8. Yep.
Yeah, it's too tall, and then in order to fix that, in order to remedy that, you have to raise the seat up so goddamn tall.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't have any other complaints about that car other than that.
No, I like the car. I've driven one. I've had a little bit of seat time with it. Like, you know, a friend of mine has one. I took a couple laps around our local track with one. It's a cool car. And yes, technically, on paper, it's a tenth of a second faster and a quarter mile than my car. So, like, respect. I like it. It looks sexy as fuck. Except, fuck taking right turns in that car.
The quarter mile is fucking worthless.
You're talking about two stock cars that run 10.5 and 10.6 at a quarter mile. That's fucking fast.
It
for
is
stock cars.
That's fucking fast as shit. But I mean,
when you're talking about a car that goes straight off the fucking showroom floor and runs a fucking 10-second quarter mile time, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, but that's not why you buy those cars. You buy them to take them around on road course. So balance matters more than, off the line speed.
Well, the C8 is extremely good handling vehicle.
Yeah.
With the mid-engine.
Exactly.
It is.
I mean, at that point, because of how well the C8 is built, it comes down to driver preference. What the fuck how do you want to play with your car at that point?
100%.
That's what it comes down to. The C8 Vet is, without a doubt, it is a fucking fantastic road course car. And I mean, what Corvette is not good at going down the quarter mile?
If you put my car
the C4,
the C4, the C8 Vet, it is all driver.
Yeah. If for some godforsaken reason that something happens to me and I absolutely just want to nuke the fucking RX-7 plan that I have with my car,
is it
I would get a C5.
Yeah.
No, wrong. The chassis on a C6 for slightly more money is like infinitely better.
I like the 5, 6, and 7. Those are all pretty cars to me. But...
Yeah, I'm still. I don't know. Like part of wanting like what gravitates me to the C5 is like childhood nostalgia, and like every time I would see one in that blue. Oh, dude.
But you're talking about like a couple $1,000 more to get a drastically better handling experience.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure like a Grand Sport, that still comes in blue. Yeah, I mean, but
you don't even need the Grand Sport. You can.
Yeah, I know, but also pop up headlights.
The C6 is so much superior to the C5.
It is. It is bar none in terms of sports cars, the best bang for your buck.
Well, I mean, is that when they moved the transmission back to a transaxle, or did that happen before?
Yes, I believe so.
The C5 had the torque tube, yeah.
If somebody said best all-around performance sports car for $20,000, hands down C6.
C6,
no questions asked.
Yep.
I mean, like the C5 you can get for like under $10,000 though.
Yeah, like I was gonna say 14-ish, yeah, for like low mile nice ones, yeah.
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna get a C5, I'm just looking for something that has like a decent frame, and then everything else is gonna get rebuilt from the ground up.
But again, like it just they don't.
The C5 just it's not worth the investment when you can spend a little bit more.
I agree.
C6
For an extra $4,000 or $5,000 more and get a C6 that has a better chassis from the get go. I agree.
I was gonna say because the C5 did have the leaf spring in the rear suspension.
Yeah,
did they upgrade to full IRS?
Yes.
On the C6. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you can still upgrade from the leaf spring to coilovers on the C5,
or you could just buy a C6.
Right.
For $4,000 more.
Yeah, but I like to fucking build my shit too. Like I like to make something
you buy
my
a
own.
C6 and you can build that even better than the C6 has much more potential too.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
It's also much like large, like it takes up more space than the C5. I like the smaller, the more narrower wheelbase.
The C6 is almost identical in size to the C5.
Really? I don't know why the C6 looks like it's like fucking huge compared to a C5. I don't know if it's just my eyes playing tricks on me or what.
Are you sure you're not are you sure you're not thinking of the C7?
No. The C6 was the first generation without pop-up headlights.
Yeah, the C6 is almost exactly the same size as a C5.
I'm talking width dimensions, not necessarily just length.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know for whatever reason, I thought the C6 was significantly wider than the C5.
I don't know.
It's wider, but not significant.
I was gonna say it might be a little wider, but not a lot.
It depends on what your definition of significant here is. Now we're pulling hairs.
Okay, look, if you go based on what I tell my wife, yeah, it is significant.
So it's like wider by like 5 inches or so.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no, I remember. Okay, my dad bought a Grand Prix GTP back in 1998. It was a fantastic fucking car. Big supercharger on it.
Oh, it's a Grand Prix GTP.
Supercharged 3800. Yeah.
It has a 3.8 liter V6 in it with a supercharger. It's front wheel drive.
Yeah.
It's a family car. But anyway, what am I saying? One of the things they advertised about that car, I remember because he bought it new. It's one of the very few cars my dad ever bought brand fucking new. He usually buys used. It was that it was the wide track, quote unquote, Grand Prix, because the wheelbase was actually like, I think 2.5 inches wider than a previous Grand Prix. So that was supposed to give it much better handling and whatnot.
It makes a difference.
Yeah. It makes a huge difference.
Makes a difference.
Yeah. So it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot of width to make a big difference.
The narrower wheelbases are actually more beneficial.
What do you mean?
For doing autocross versus doing more road course. Depending on the car, a more narrower wheelbase is actually.
Well, the Grand Prix was not marketed as an autocross car. So.
I don't think autocross was quite that popular.
I still autocross with 295s, dude. And I wreck people's shit. And yes, a lot of that is car, but also I'm still running 295s.
I'm running 245s on a car that makes like maybe 100 wheel horsepower. I've got more tire than what I need.
Yeah, but sorry again, like this random ass fucking whatever thing I can't get rid of. You and I aren't running in the same class. If you and I show up at the same event, we're not in the same class.
Oh yeah, I know that. Like I'm running an XB because like the car weighs under 2,600 pounds from the factory. And then
my car's fat as fuck. It's like 4270 something. Yeah.
I have no idea what class I would be in.
It makes
600 supercar
horsepower. It's fat as fuck, but it's got a lot of power.
Are you talking about for running the C8?
The Z06 C8, not just C8. There is a huge difference.
I know what you meant, but I'm referring to your car as the C8 Corvette.
Right, but there's a massive difference between the Z06 and the
but even
and
you're
the
like
C8.
roughly.
You would more than likely be in like an Aish. If you haven't modified it or anything, have you?
It depends on how modified it is. But like you're roughly 3,700 pounds ish.
Yeah, man.
I have no idea. I was just going to say supercar, but I do want to tell you guys, Wobbly said, cars are for those who don't like rain, cold, heat, snow, or life, but biker loves life.
Hey, I love bikes and I love cars, driving my car too.
No,
but I definitely love bikes.
I have a vehicle for rain, snow, and cold. It's my truck.
But yes, I agree. There's something much more raw and engaging riding a bike instead of driving. 100% agree with that, probably.
Yours is a 2024 Z06, correct?
2025.
25. Well, they don't have it updated for 25, but it pretty much is going to be the same thing. So if you're going to run it in a street class, meaning that you haven't modified it at all, you'd be basically running super street. Yeah. Or if you were going to modify it at a minimum, you'd be in super street prepared. Or if you want to like throw fucking Hoosier slicks on it and then fucking do fuck all to it, you can be in super street modified. So.
No, I'm not doing any modification work to it.
I mean, honestly, you don't need to in that car. You could just run it in super street and then just
especially in an autocross scenario. Like the last time, the last time that I did anything with my car, I don't think I left second gear.
I mean, most autocross courses are designed so you don't have to.
My Evo, sometimes I would hit fourth, depending how big it was. That's because the gearing was much shorter. I mean, that's a rally car. So to me, it's a world of difference, right? So like, if you look at from when I was like seriously racing, when I had the Evo, to when several cars later where I was just like, cool, fast pedestrian car, whatever, haha, luxury, nice car, to BMW, like, holy fuck, it's a world difference, right? That was 3 cars. So to me, when you compare competition level cars, it's way different. And in the Evo, yes, sometimes I'd hit 4th gear. Sometimes. But like, I can't even, holy fuck, I don't even hit 6,000 RPMs in 2nd gear in the BMW.
That's because you're banging through them too quick.
Through 2nd gear? Oh, okay. I mean,
you ought to redline it every gear change, man.
Well, dude, it redlines at like 8 for a V8. It actually redlines pretty high.
Well, you're leaving power on
redline.
Go ahead.
My Z06, I redlined at I think 8,500, 8,600, something like that.
Sure, but if you don't take it to the max rev limit, you're leaving power in the engine and then you're changing the gear, so now you're losing power when you change the gear down or up.
Well, mine shifts so fucking quick.
Yeah, that double clutch with the paddles, sure.
Yep.
Paddle. Anything that's paddle shifted nowadays.
You can't sense any delay. Stupid. I mean, you hit it and it's. I mean, there's no.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I got to test drive that Mazda 3 that I was telling you about, IPA. Dude, that it is a fun car. It is a fun as fuck to drive car.
I like that car for what it is. Okay.
You're just too fucking big to fit in it. I get it.
As somebody who's almost 6 feet tall, I fucking hit my head every goddamn time I get in and out of it.
Okay, so I got a great Mazda 3 story. I borrowed my aunt's car one time to drive from Louisville to Bardstown. If you don't know, that's a 45-minute drive or so down the highway.
I'll be back.
And I'm just cruising. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm just having a good time, cruising down the freeway, passing everybody I see, and I look down at the speedometer and I realize I'm doing about 93 miles an hour. I'm like, what the fuck? So
Yeah. No, for real.
It caught me off guard.
Driving the car that's got the kind of power, yeah. And again, I 100%. That Mazda 3 is zippy for what it is.
Yeah. All right, so Johnny Pilarosa on YouTube says GMC Sierra or Chevy Silverado, and I'm like, same. It's the same truck.
They're the same thing.
They're the same thing. Just how do you like the bow tie badge or do you like the GMC badge?
No.
Pretty much.
Do you want me to tell you the actual differences between GMC?
It's the cost. It's the fucking price tag. Yeah.
No, it's not. There are some things that legitimately cost more. Okay, so the difference between the GMC Sierra and the difference between the Chevy Silverado is a couple of things. One, there is a little bit more rubber around the doors when you talk about the seals. Two, there are actually an additional fold in the seals. This is me tisming out here. Okay, there's an additional fold in the doors when you talk about the seals themselves. Okay, sorry.
Quit dying.
There's additional sound dampening material, and the glass is slightly different. The quality of the glass that they use in terms of the sound dampening is slightly different. That's basically what you're paying for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll tell you this. They have that fancy fucking tailgate on their new models.
You can get that. You can get that in a Chevy too. You just gotta pay for it.
Well, okay.
It's standard in most Sierras.
All right. Well, never mind then. I mean, I was gonna also say like they're usually a little bit nicer on the inside, but you can also pay for that on a Silverado as well. So.
Correct, and they're basically identical. Again, they start more standard in terms of the luxury equipment, but ultimately, if you wanted, I think, I'm trying to think, what truly is the difference between like a Denali Ultimate and a High Country?
I couldn't tell you. But it's $80,000 truck. I'm not even looking at those.
Again, besides those couple three, four little things like the sound dampening, the rubber on the doors and the windows, and like the number of folds in between the ceiling and the doors. Like the mag suspension, and it's a matter of whether like standard or not. again, you can pay for those things, but I think basically they're the same.
Yeah.
Whereas you get them standard in the ultimate package in a Sierra.
Sure. But I mean, standard in the ultimate pack. You still have to upgrade to the ultimate package. You still have to have a Denali.
Correct. And you're
so
not
a
talking
GMC
about
Sierra
like
standard.
Come on, buddy. Yeah, and you're talking about like a $109,000 truck.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I know. I know.
$100,000 half ton.
Why? Yeah.
It's bonkers to me.
I tell you this, for like a utility vehicle, I think the Chevys do fucking great. They're not flashy on the inside, but by God, it'll start when you fucking go out there to start it. So.
I mean, sure. But so did my 07 Silverado with 200,000 miles on it before I got rid of it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
For my 07 Tundra with 200,000 miles on it.
Here you go.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a great thing, right? Like my 05 Silver or my 07 Silverado with 200,000 miles on it, I paid myself $500 on trade. And then I bought my 07 Tundra with $270,000 on it for $5,000. Like, it's insane.
What Michelin tires were you mentioning that you're like super ecstatic about?
The Cup 2s.
Yeah, I can't use those.
They're French. They're French tires. They retreat when you try to fucking do anything cool.
Sorry, I blew my nose in the microphone. I meant to mute my mic and fucking blow my nose. I blew my nose.
No, for my class, it says DOT tires with a treadwear grade of 200 or higher, excluded the Kumo Exta V720 ACR, the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s, and the Pilot Sport Cup 2 ZP.
Yeah.
So I can't run that tire in my class.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I am a big fan of those tires. Oh my fucking God, they are amazing.
All right. So I only have one concurrent on YouTube. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just cut that. Johnny Pillarosa, please join us on Kick. Come join Kick. Kick is cool. Be with us on Kick. All right, cool. See y'all later.